What?
He's wearing his shoes.
But it's not new ones, no?
No, but I didn't buy new ones.
No,
I
he just had
them
soles
repair
put
the
on.
old ones.
Oh, yeah, okay. Anders is trying to put a bench.
Can we see your shoes? Carl? I'm trying to show off your shoes and you're running away. Do we dare see your cheat trick?
What are you talking about? I don't want to advertise this because it's a fucking joke.
No, but tell me what kind of shoes do you have? You don't have to hold it
I have
up.
shoes with
No.
paper underneath.
What's the style of your shoe? With the
Viking.
buckles all the way up. It's Viking. No, he has not started drinking yet. And welcome, by the way.
This is like half a step up from being barefoot.
Half a step up from being fair. But is it Hedeby or?
Yes.
Hedeby, yeah?
Hedeby sea boots.
Hedeby is sea boots. What are you wearing?
Something else.
Those look like mine, which is also, yes,
If I
something
remember
else.
correctly, the original find only has 2 levels. 2 or 3. I have at least one more than the original find,
Yeah.
according to Peter Merritt.
Do you need a beer?
Ah,
Okay, you can have a beer. Anders is joining us too. And look at the hat! Nobody got to see this yet. This was supposed to be at London Fashion Week, worn by this man here, who conveniently got sick right before. I can put this out. This is Anders, by the way. And then, there's some recognizable family for at least one person in here. It's Runa Louisette, Lena Lisette, Runa Louisette. Runa Lisette and Louisa Runset. No. And the little list. Hi.
Who will be then?
I don't know. You guys are doing something today after the show. If I don't get cut. Ah, there's a happy Heidi. She says, hi! Look what they're doing. That's a fish. Especially if you see it from the other side. I don't want to touch this fish. But they're planning on eating that.
look what they're doing. There is a fish.
Shut up, my commentary is very good. We do this every week for 5 years. I'm great.
5 years?
Yeah, it's actually been 5 years. Can you imagine?
You've been 5 years?
5 years in March it was.
Wow.
So he's chopping wood. That is a mackerel. You put sticks in it to hold it open. Do you want to talk about it? Since you're all out of air now?
They smoke it in that oven.
Yep. They're gonna smoke fish in here. We haven't used the smokehouse in a while, so it's about time. So anyway, we can do that in the background. So hopefully they can hear. Anyway, we can sit down.
I'm not sure if you
Okay, then I sit here. Okay, now you can have your beer, Karl and Anders. Then I'll put the microphone in the middle, so hopefully we can pick everybody up. Karl has his own. There we go. Do like that. And then I'm just loud. So we're gonna see who's everybody's up to. This is your beer,
Yes, thank you.
and this is a beer for Karl. Today he's gonna be having Industry Stout by, is it Tira? No, TYA.
Tia.
Tia.
TYA. Til rallarar, sluskar og beidarar som ofte skjell. Og helse for brygd og framtid. Industri er en hyllest til deg som
Ja, det kan du.
lukkast, og deg som ender der fast lengsja i huldreriket. This is nynorsk.
Maybe I should read it for you,
Yeah, you can read it. You're better. Here.
but I don't have glasses. I was just joking.
I was trying to read it without my glasses too. Karl can read it. You're the nynorsk guy. Anyway, but you've had this one before. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, and it has
With this
kind of
creepy
grown
person
on
the
me.
front. You've started liking it, yeah?
Yeah, because every time I'm in Selja, my father buys, he knows that I like other than the typical beer. So every time he makes dinner, normally I make dinner, but when he does, he always asks, skal du ha juleøl, eller vil du ha sånne langhalser? Langhalser means long-necked, and that always means this type of beer.
Yeah.
So I have now started to like it, and I also think I've changed the recipe a little bit.
I'll sit on the table.
Because for a stout, this used to be enormously foamy.
Yeah?
As in, you have to fill your glass like 600 times before you actually empty the bottle.
You have to sit closer to Anders. It's too hard to film you otherwise. Snuggle up, buttercups. There we go.
But now, since my clumsy American have already dropped these bottles on the floor,
Oh, they're nice
and
and
they are
foamy.
not foaming at all,
No,
I think they probably are using a little bit less.
I did. I dropped it on the floor like 2 minutes before coming out.
This
so
is
it's-
the
well-
decent 90 centimeters
This is a good 90 centimeters?
or something,
Yeah.
or one. Yeah, it has to be like that. Or no, I hope
Yeah.
120.
But you're not social distancing for COVID. This is just Norwegian behavior on a Sunday or
Well,
a Saturday.
this is actually very close.
This is pretty close for
This is-
Norwegian people. Yes.
Yeah,
This is
this
pretty
is
close
like,
for Norwegians.
uncomfortable position to be in.
Yeah, no, it's like elevator behavior in Norway.
Yeah. It should be at least 4 dick lengths, and this is only 3.
Yeah, Skål.
Whose dick are we measuring? Not for kids! Okay. I didn't show needle binding last week, so I can do that right now. But how do you like the beer that Karl picked out? Your face, Anders,
I
says a
think
lot.
they've stopped putting bubbles in it at all now.
Yeah, this was kind of flat.
Enormously so.
Yeah?
Doesn't even foam when you try to.
Probably because I knocked it on the ground. I mean, it was on the ground
No.
already. I just
No.
tipped it.
That should just make it angry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, but I really tried to get some bubbles because I saw there were none. And
Oh my god, it's like juice.
you see,
yeah.
Coca-Cola bubbles more than that.
yeah.
Coffee bubbles more than that.
So,
Yeah, actually, my cappuccino's got more foam.
so maybe this activated something. I don't know. We'll see.
By the way, scream if I have to move that microphone closer to somebody.
But it's nice.
Yeah.
I think this will be great to use for cooking, actually.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that, but I wonder if I could. Yeah, I could have that. Okay, quick needle binding because we didn't do it last week.
do boil out the alcohol anyway, so
Okay,
it's
and I
just the
will.
flavors.
All right, you guys drink a second. I'll do my needle binding that I didn't do last week, and then we can look at it again later. It's probably old, says Albert, and Raymond agrees with you. So Australia and Norway both think your beard is old, but I
No,
could
it's
imagine.
not.
You don't think so?
It
I
has
have a
an
date stamp on it.
expiry date in 4th of February 2027. So this
my
is quite freshly made, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not-
Maybe we send them an angry letter and see if they send us a case
No,
out of
the
compensation.
thing is with these small breweries, it's very hard to get the same, to get it identical in every batch.
Huh.
And I think because it was actually a problem, it was too angry before.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think they're just messing around with the recipe and they're overcompensating a little bit.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But it doesn't taste like perfume like the first one you had. That
No,
wasn't a stout, though.
I don't think that stouts used to taste like perfume.
No.
I
Okay.
don't think that was the problem with the stout.
Yeah.
Well, it would be much better if it had some bubbles in it, actually. But
I can shake it up some more for you if you want.
yeah, but it's not bad. It
No.
is,
But it looks like Coca-Cola without bubbles.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna needle bind real quick, and then and this is some. Okay, there's been a lot of needle binding in the store because we have a lot of needle bindings, so I haven't been doing as much of it lately. But I've been doing embroidery. This is the last work in progress. The latest one, I went with green. I thought I'd go with maybe yellow in the middle, but maybe yellow gets lost. See, this piece in the middle needs a color. But I think orange might make it pop more. What do you think? Orange? I think the yellow gets lost. Anyway, that's what we're thinking of. Okay, and that's the Ringerike, I think this, no. Bora, maybe that's the Bora one, I forget which dragon head that is. Inspired. Okay, so Arboga is the stitch, you need 3 loops. I can turn this towards me a bit more. So you need 3 loops, 1 on your thumb and 2 behind. So the last 3 loops on your chain, 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3. So for this one, oh my god, I haven't done this in a while now, I suddenly forgot. We're going F1, which was 1 new loop from the front, and you take the second loop from behind, twist and pick up the 3rd loop. It's hard to tell which is the 3rd loop, but it's the one on the right of these 2. Pick that one up and then go through your thumb loop and under your leader yarn and catch the new one. So that's Arboga. The second loop is from behind. Twist and pick up the third loop, which is the loop on the right if you're confused, and go under the thumb loop and under the leader yarn. And that's it. And I forgot I'm not supposed to be doing this stitch really tight on these because it is a denser stitch and this yarn is super thick, and these things, you could hold a hot turkey for hours and you wouldn't burn yourself. That's how thick it is. But anyway, this is what it looks like from the front, and that's what it looks like from the back side, the technical front and technical wrong. And then one more time.
Kjempebra teknikk på
There.
bryning med kniv.
Ta-da.
Skjønner ikke hvorfor ikke jeg har tenkt irriterende.
Okay, so I'm going to keep playing what's in the background while those guys make fish and drink flat beer.
Tegner du som jeg sier på, sånt eller tegner på eggen. Og så begynner du å begynne. Da ser du om du har feil vinkel. Sånt. Så kan du...
Are you giving tips?
Yeah.
Okay, I put it on you and we show what you're doing.
No,
I need tips.
well, this was just me explain.
He was quietly explaining to Karl and I exposed him.
Yeah, I was just talking about an easy way to not destroy the edge of the knife. Because when you do it by hand like this, it's so easy to get it rounded, the edge, because it's hard to find the correct angle all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
The edge of a knife on this knife starts there, and
Yeah.
it goes down there. So you need to kind of use the whole area to sharpen it. And a good technique is to take a magic marker and just mark it, and then you see if you're holding it correctly or if you're doing it wrong.
Ah, because the marker wouldn't go away unless you were doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. I never thought of that.
I didn't know about this before 2 weeks ago.
That was a smart thing. I never thought of that.
Or
That's a
1
good
week
idea.
ago, actually. So,
Okay, but then you just kind of do it in a circular motion away from you, or?
well, it depends. There are these are, as I say, handheld. So
Yeah.
I would just use a circular movement. But normally you want something that is stuck, and then you want to work it
A
either.
little bit of spit, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is for the bigger ones that you can make like a piece of wood so it doesn't move. So
Yeah.
and then you can, and it's easier for bigger pieces. But this is just
Then you have a
Small
sharpening
knives.
stone
Yeah.
versus what's the difference between the stones in your
well,
hand there?
this one is a bit rough, not too much.
Yeah.
This is very fine. This is for the so I can shave with it if I need to.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure if
the
I'm-
type
I
we
don't think
used to
you're
have in
allowed
the
to shave
store.
with it.
Well, to be
It's not there yet. Or is it? No, I think maybe this is.
When's the last time you shaved your knuckles, Karl?
shave my knuckles, woman. Speaking of sharpening things, while I wasn't here, has somebody been using my art guide for some kind of dishonorable purpose?
I saw somebody had an outguard, but it wasn't yours. But it's possible. Why? What happened to your outguard?
Because now it's razor sharp on one side and almost reenactment blunt on the other.
Oh, wow.
So unless I was extremely tired or drunk out of my head the last time I sharpened it, I don't have a sensible explanation for this.
Maybe Isak, he was making an outguard, or he has an outguard now, but I don't know if he had it before or not.
Yeah,
Isak Pavel, they have
yes,
two
but
names around here.
he has made it himself, and I don't think he would need to blunten mine to make one.
Yeah. Okay, show me what you're doing with your fish.
It's in the oven, it comes smoke out everywhere else.
Oh, you put it in there.
It's hanging there, the smoke.
I have to see.
Yeah,
You can see the fire in there. I can actually see it from here.
Drunk, she was jumping on everyone's tongue here, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Bzz." Oh my god.
It's nice to see this smokehouse getting used again. It's been a while.
yeah. But
It wasn't much. It was
I believe you, but she's
There's the
extra
smoke coming through.
Something happened to her.
Heidi says, Luna! I can see it down here too, though, the fire. Getting too smoked, or? And oh, and you hang the fish like that. Only one piece? I'm kind of disappointed.
yeah, I know. That's all we can afford. That's all the ocean would give us.
Did you fish it? Ah! That's pretty impressive. All we catch is starfish.
Running in the wood.
Properly, that's the problem.
I'm probably stepping on your wood.
How is your Luna doing?
I haven't seen
This
her
was a
in the
bonus. I
last
didn't know
time
they
I
were
saw her,
gonna.
she was,
I didn't know they were gonna be smoking
imagining
fish
that
until
she's
like
pregnant.
5 minutes prior.
Okay.
And then she has this rubber duck.
Okay, we'll sit and watch from
rubber
here.
chicken that I gave her.
It's a puppy.
Yeah, she's like.
Then I gotta catch up on chat in case you have any
sometimes
questions.
Sometimes she's just protecting it.
And then what has everybody been up to this week?
It took me about 20 seconds to realize that you were not talking about Camilla.
No, it was a dog.
Okay, so we have. Oh, wow.
Sometimes she imagines that she's pregnant and she just wants to hug a rubber duck.
I'm sorry, what?
I was talking about my kid's dog.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't wish I was pregnant and rubbing a duck. What do you mean?
No, I gave the dog this rubber chicken.
Yeah.
And when she imagines that she's pregnant, which happens a couple of times a year, she is very protective of this. It starts out with her humping it first.
Well, yeah, you gotta get it
And then
ready.
the next week she's just protecting it in her cage. And,
Oh.
she's very hostile to everyone except me.
Yeah.
So I can put my hand into her cage and pet her, but if the kids do it, she bites.
Yeah.
So, and there was this. At first, I believed I should take it away from her, but then someone told me that no, I just let her protect it, and it passes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
you're,
It's not my dog.
you're a proud grandfather to a chicken.
Yeah, rubber chicken.
A rubber chicken.
If you squeeze it, it makes sound.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah. Daddy. One more time.
Luna?
I was gonna say I think we did your hat, and I did when I made your hat, but it's top down, so it'd be upside down. They think that's finished 2 + 3, if anyone was wondering.
Did you
I'm pretty
make
sure
it?
it's really thin. Yeah, that was made for Sigrun Design.
Oh yeah.
Sigrun Design had London Fashion Week, and she
Yeah.
wanted 2 hats to go with that one and a black one. Which, by the way, there's a lot of love with anybody needle binding with black yarn. But no, the glasses were off for the entirety of making that hat. But yeah, then let's see. Okay, but it's nice to see it anyway. I didn't get pictures of it before. Okay, I have to look at chat. So Albert is here. He's hailing from Norway. James is here working on a Billum braiding sweater. Oh, that was the one I think he was working on. That's a big project though. But I think he was working on that one last week too. Garcia's here. Amaro is here. Raymond is Amaro's from Belgium, by the way. Garcia's from Holland. Raymond is here from Upside Down World in Australia. Finally getting a bit of cool weather and rain down here in Western Australia. Over here in the north, just screams it. Then Heidi Liset's here from Norway. You can see what they're doing over there. Albert says, hello, little one and family. Prude is here from Poland. Sunny. That's maybe it's no. Well,
It's the third cup.
do you have a crack? That's the Birka one, isn't it? We didn't talk about your glass, yeah, with the red rim on it. Do you have a crack? Maybe. Oh, maybe you have a crack. No.
Do
that's
I?
just- I don't know.
No, okay, maybe I.
No, it's just you just dripped. Yeah. Oh, our weather looks. If I can get the camera to go upwards. Nice weather today. Was a little bit drizzly now and then, but nothing big. I don't think. No proper rain. But quite nice.
Will make a basket out of midnight.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see.
If you cut it down.
You have your drum stands. You're gonna have to play for us later. Runa made the drum stands so that she could go like full on bongo Viking.
Many years ago.
Yeah, Runa, why did you put sticks in the fish?
So to keep it open.
To keep it open, okay. That was quicker of an answer than I thought. Do you have more words? No, it's okay.
Hello, my name is Rune Lise.
I thought it was more complicated than that. Your sister is so happy right now. Robin Woodman is here. She will be here soon. She's coming all the way from the United States. She will be babysitting or trying to fix whatever the hell we did to the loom over there over the last year. Or what I didn't fix and I was supposed to. Raymond went hiking today, wore my Viking bunny pendant. Do you have approval? Let's see. Oh, Hector's here too in Poland with Pruda. Let's see. I'm way back to the not for kids thing. We have one in the office. Oh no, you're driving. Yeah, no, you can't. Okay. I was gonna say we had an extra one. It's the bribery beer, but we have more bribery beer at home. We have to bribe somebody for driving us home. Okay, we can watch
my
the.
electric scooter.
You took your electric scooter? Oh, that's right. Tell him. Oh, you gotta tell. I thought this was funny. Okay, look at him in all his glory. And now imagine him on an electric scooter coming to the Viking Valley.
There's a lot of cameras on the way.
You have a scooter?
Well, it is not you know, the kick bikes.
The kick
Yeah,
bike.
okay,
electric.
yeah.
It's my son's.
Yeah.
But my car is broken, so
What?
and
He had a fender bender.
this car that was standing still, suddenly he kind of crashed into me, or I crashed into him. I guess it was.
Yeah, but he was incorrectly parked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
When you're not expecting it to be parked that
So
way.
I might have to get rid of my little red car now.
My God, was it that bad?
It is quite bad.
Oh my
That's the
God.
penis extension car. What are you
So-
going to extend it with now?
I will get a dirty old pickup.
Oh, nice. That's
We'll get
No,
you a piece
we
of
will-
hay
we will
to
see.
stick in your teeth.
I might actually. I haven't decided. I'm looking at different cars now. But since I drive a BMW, it's very hard to change the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the longer hat that I made a while ago, a couple years ago. I think that one's on Instagram actually with you wearing it.
Yeah.
Back when I could still post to Instagram. Pruda says the embroidery is pretty seriously inspired. The embroidery is from Jonas Lau Markussen. Well, the design, Jonas Lau Markussen. So Jonas, Jonas, Lau, Lau, and then Markus Son with two S's. Anyway, but he takes the heads and then he makes these designs out of them, kind of Viking inspired, and you're allowed to use them. If you want to resell whatever you make with it, then you make a little donation to his Patreon, and he's a happy camper. But yeah. So are we gonna go with orange in the middle? I think. Yeah, I think I need to have orange in this part when it's done. If you notice, the design doesn't connect. Let's see. Karl, there was a smoking dragon that looked like you in the background. Apparently, Peruta spotted it. Albert says he did that trick when he made his knife, by the way. And then what are all the stones? They're infinity stones, Karen. The wet stones. I was asking what kind they were.
Oh.
So infinity stones. The stones is what Raymond says. Yeah, the dog's name is Luna, by the way.
She's
I have
amazing.
no idea what kind of stones they are.
Luna, which is Spanish for moon. And she's got one blue eye and one brown eye, I think.
Yes.
Way too zoomed
The
for
best
this.
training, huh? Come.
You're never getting that stick. That's probably the
Let
more
me hold
dangerous way in the mouth.
Snip. Snap. You have to be firm.
Yeah, no, we were playing.
No, but if you want it, you have to be firm.
Either that or you'll be mommy to a rubber chicken.
Yes.
So if you're not firm enough, you're gonna have rubber chicken babies everywhere.
No, I have control.
She heard her name, of course, obviously, when you say it. You want to play, says PJ. And then Max came in. She said, what stitch are we working on for next month? Oh, I can't tell you. It's not next month yet. So, and I also haven't figured it out yet, but I will. I'll try to find, well, this one actually wasn't too hard, but I'll see if I can find a simple one too. What stitch would you recommend to make a bag not so thick wool? Okay, well, this one could work because it could be a lot thinner than this, and it would still be okay. But definitely make a little tube swatch with 3 rows. It could just be a small tube, just so you can see the density of the middle row. But this one is really thin. There you go, the fingering weight one.
I also bought these.
this is the one I made with 3 yarns, the ombre effect. The 3 strings of yarn. Because this wool it's been hanging in the village for a while, so it's kind of windblown. And this is done in dollar now, which is also a way to thicken it up. So the thickness of these 3 strings of wool together is still slightly thinner than this wool, if that makes sense. But yeah, so because the string wasn't very strong, I did it triple. And then every so often I would swap out one of the threads with the next color until it was all the next color, and then again until it was all the next color. So here it's pure yellow, all 3 are yellow, all 3 are brownish, all 3 are dark brown. But yeah.
By the way, Karin, did you run across the Minnesotans today?
No, I didn't. I was hiding in the office all day pretending to do work.
Yeah, no, they said that they were going to look for you in the shop, so I expected them to ask.
Oh, sometimes they do, and yeah, maybe.
Because they were born in Minnesota, the man and the woman. She went to Duluth, to school in Duluth.
Oh!
And,
Like high school or?
I believe it was high school, but some kind of school anyway. But they moved south somewhere. And I mentioned for them that, I was in America for the first time in October last year.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, okay, how did you like it? And I go, the small talk, it drives me bananas. And I go, no, we are not all like that. It's just the Minnesotans, they're crazy.
Yeah. I did run into some Americans in the diner. I mean, in the I have to put this one. So we were in the gas station anyway, and there was some Americans that clearly had come out of the village and were going to send a postcard, because we don't have really the mailboxes or a post office in Norway. It's now combined with the gas stations and grocery stores anyway. And then so I asked them, they were kind of already talking, and then I said, which postcard did you choose? And they said, it's one from this park that we had when we were at in Oslo. With the statues, and I said, it was a Frogner Park, and she says, yeah, Vigelands Park, and same name. And I said, we used to call that Porno Park because you can't go there and not take a picture with a statue, and they're all like bent over, so it just looks like Porno Park. And she laughed, and she said, yeah. What did she say? It gives a whole new meaning to rock hard. I've never heard that before, but I'm going to use that every time. It gives a whole new meaning to rock hard, especially when you see the big monolith in the middle. So look up Vigelands Parken. Go ahead, spell that. Vigelands Parken, Parken, or Frogner, Frogner Park. In Oslo, you can't miss it anyway. And then you'll see the big monolith in the middle. And now think of that and think of the rock hard quote. CUPG, she had to go. Anyway, I was laughing my ass off when I saw that one. But they were not from Minnesota as far as I know.
No, but...
Vigelands Parken, yeah. And it can sometimes look like one word, Vigelands Parken. So I'm screaming, but it's hopefully so the microphone picks up, but that's good. Let's see, what else am I missing here?
That was smart for a microphone.
Karl impersonating a dragon, we got that one. And the whetstones and the tricks. This reminds me of a chainmail project. I need to find my chainmail project, says Albert. I haven't seen it in years.
Did I mention that I've found a demographic of people that are even more annoying on archery than Arab ladies who get help from their husband?
Oh, have we come to the portion where you pick on every other country, including your own, or in Norway?
Yeah.
Or?
It's India's turn this time.
India's turn to get picked on this time.
I'm
sorry, but Karl speaks for himself and not behalf of the village.
I had a super confident Indian lady on archery today. She put the arrow on the wrong side of the bow, and then she put the notch about 30 centimeters lower down than it should be. And I try to help her, and she turns away from me and says, I know what I'm doing. And I go, you clearly don't, but good luck.
I was going to say there was, how's your beer?
It's...
Is it getting bubblier?
I'm not sure it's beer. It's like wine. It's
this is like barley wine almost.
Mm.
Did you find if you had a hole in your glass?
No, it was.
You just dribbled?
No, I was pouring in too much.
I have a hole in my chin when I drink alcohol.
Okay, you're going to spin
You want it?
wool.
Oh, is that the linen?
This is linen.
Yeah, that's harder to spin than wool,
You
I
have
gotta
to find
say.
the other ball.
This is so thin.
There you go.
This is linen. I don't
Runa's going to teach Louisa how to spin. I like this. He's actually gotten pretty good at it, though, on all his guided tours. But I have to say, if you're going to learn to spin, wool is much easier than linen. Linen is like, I have issues
You
with it.
can do it as well.
I can, but not without a lot of swearing. If I had a spinning wheel, maybe, but...
I took it because it was the best.
Yeah.
It was very thin.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it breaks apart so easily compared to wool.
And she's
See what I mean?
Yeah. falls apart.
Was it Kristin that was trying to do that?
No,
Or?
yes, Liga has been doing.
Oh,
Oh,
Liga.
really? She's good at it then.
Well, she's gotten pretty good if you look at the... Oops, sorry.
I don't know which way she's been.
I'll just mess it
But
up
that
for her. She
doesn't
won't
look
mind.
bad. That's all. The best guided tour.
She made a scarf.
No,
You have to wear it. A mustache. He made a beard.
go and find the wool and
Yeah,
stuff.
okay.
He is spinning. Oh my God, says Heidi.
This is linen or flax. It's much worse.
I know
She says.
linen is hard to spin.
But there is some wool behind you. You can use.
Yeah, it needs to
But
be
we have
clean wool
proper
though.
leather.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have a clean wool, then it's much easier. But if you have oily wool, then it makes a really nice watertight project, but it's hard.
You do that on every tour, Torrune.
No, Runa's actually gotten really good at spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm comically bad at it because I only do it if I have like enormous amounts of kits.
Yeah.
Then I go from sheep to sail story.
Yeah.
But I don't normally do that. I just go
Maybe-
needle binding, plant coloring, done. Come look at the weapons.
No, usually if there's somebody guiding, I'll just if I happen to be sitting there, which is not lately because there's too much office work. Then I'll spin in the background because it's self-explanatory. If you as you're talking about needle binding and all the other things, they can see what I'm doing. But
Well, for our tourists,
yeah,
nothing under the sun is self-explanatory.
except for archery, because clearly.
Did you hear about the question Rune got? I think it was yesterday.
No.
He has a thing he says when he talks about sheep that you can get the wool from the sheep every year, but you can only get leather once. And then you have a tourist asking, why?
Yeah, why is that, Runa? Why can you only get leather once?
Because you have to kill it to get leather.
But you could just kill parts of it, like you put
Oh,
lotion
yeah.
on the skin.
The cut pieces off, yeah. No.
Let's see.
But when I'm spinning in front of the tourists, I get very impressed because I'm turning wool into yarn.
Yes,
They've
impressive.
never seen that.
It's absolutely incredible. It's only happened to me once. But in the introduction of my tour, I have this thing with I'm not making a farm up there. I'm pointing at the mountains.
Yeah.
I had some kind of Asian guy who kind of leans forward and goes, why not?
Yeah.
Because it's like this. Try to imagine that you're plowing a field that's like this.
But you have seen the mountain farm just above Skjerpe, where you live. If you look
Oh, you won't be able to see
across
it.
the
but-
valley, you cannot see it. You have to be on one of the other mountains to see it. But, if you walk like, what's the name of this farm on the other side? You have Skjerpe and then cross the river and you go to the farm. And then you can go up the mountain and almost on the top of the mountain there is an old farm. And there were people living there until the 70s,
Oh.
farming that place. And that is, you have to stock up for winter because
Yeah.
you cannot get down.
No.
So, but there lived people there until 1974. I think.
Tax man couldn't get up there either.
Nope.
You want? Okay, let's see you spin wool now. Runa's actually good at this. Now I've spoiled
Don't
it. He's
say-
gonna,
don't say
I've jinxed him now.
This very bad drop spinner.
Always, yeah, you have to brain the spindle, but there's actually not a lot of weight on it compared to the one you use.
You could call it for håndtegn.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop spindle.
I've only made them out of branches from trees.
Yeah, you can do that. It just needs to be heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rune, Okay, she found the nest. Cozying around.
The old wool. She killed a sheep.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, but look at your spinning. It's nice.
Oh, do
though.
you want to give him
Okay,
more
hold on
beer?
still, but look. That I could actually make sheep out of that. The embroidery sheep.
Anders, but don't give him more beer, huh?
That's good. The only little hiccup is there, and that's where you joined. So that's actually not a hiccup.
You know.
Hey,
She clearly does.
Anders, but
that's the one that's playing with Karl's stinky tunic.
she pukes like, she just puked like not so
No,
long
I'll
ago.
take
It's
a
not
look real
good
quick.
like
I'll come over real
After
quick.
she
Yeah,
me.
she just puked like there.
I'll come around. Karl, your microphone is on, just so you remember.
Yeah, not from beer, definitely.
No.
It's not good for them.
Yes.
good.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because this
Okay,
is,
then I'll take Karl's microphone with me so it. Whoop, my sneaker shouldn't have gone forward through there. Should have gone sideways. Luna's just drinking the plant dye. It's okay. It's a Viking boat, not a ship. Why? Because there's no mast. Waterfalls today. So you've been dyeing it with nettles, or have you just been mordanting it? No, you're mordanting. Yeah. Oh, you're getting nice color out. Okay, you remember Karl's tunic. Look at that. Oh, it looks so much better.
Yep.
There was so much dirt on that thing.
Yeah, well, it's still
And it's, yeah, and I mean, there's stains you won't be able to get out, but. Oh, it'll be so nice. He's going to be the new Grinch of the village.
Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk. Hulk smash.
Yeah,
I was thinking if I might have to.
so it was beige.
Yeah, do you want a microphone? You can't put it over the
I
pot,
don't
though.
really want it, but...
You have one anyway.
Yeah, it was beige when I started working on it, and now it turns into a nice olive green.
Woohoo! I like the color though.
Not-
Actually, I was thinking I might have to change the stitching on it, the
Not-
outer stitching to show.
Not gut yarn.
It's not
green.
good. You have a problem with dandelion gut yarn?
Yes.
Do you want to tell them how you? What did you? Okay, this is a massive iron pot, which I don't know where you found it, but that takes like at least 3 Vikings to carry.
Yeah.
It's huge. Look at this thing.
It's heavy.
Okay, and then what did you mordant or base it?
Yeah, first I left it in water for 2 days just to soak really well.
The dirt.
Yeah, it was really dirty and it smelled. And then I mordanted it with alum.
Yeah.
And left it overnight.
How much alum did you use for that thing? Because that's heavy.
Yeah, I used 250 grams.
Oh, okay. I owe you
Yeah.
money. I owe you alum, at least.
And then we picked nettles, so it actually covered the whole pot.
Yeah.
And put water in it, boiled it, and then I just removed the nettles and put the shirt in it.
Yeah. That's
And-
yeah. That was a lot. You got a good amount of color in there still. I can see.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then it's a 2-man job to actually
Try to.
to get all the rest dye out of it and
Yeah, you and I are gonna have to wring that
twist
thing
it.
and look pissy.
oh yeah.
By the way, if you don't know what the stinging nettles are, we have lots. This is stinging nettle. Don't touch, they itch or you'll sting. But they haven't gone to seed yet.
It is actually quite if you have arthritis, it actually helps you.
Really?
Yeah.
Get your blood moving?
Yeah, it's something with the acid in the nettles that actually helps on the arthritis.
When you use these now, I always say when it goes to seed, it's perfect for plant dyeing, but that's because it no longer tastes as good as it could for those who eat or drink it. But
No, but actually,
do you get a better color?
You don't get as good color out of nettles. It's just a light green.
Yeah.
Um,
And in a copper pot, would you get
yellow-
yellow?
yellow,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I get
But-
green no matter what, but I include the guts.
I know.
Look
You
at her
get-
getting irritated with me.
Starting to itch now. She always does this to me. Carl
I
actually,
like to dye incorrectly, and then
Yeah.
she gets pissed.
Carl actually had people on tour
Yeah.
the other day, and he swooped by me here, and
Yeah.
he said, "If you want to dye properly, you visit this lovely lady. And if you don't want to dye properly, you visit my wife.
There you go.
And I was gonna, okay.
That's a compliment for you, though.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
a really good compliment. I love my, what's it? Anne Morrow says, I lost my needle turning my bag upside down and found a piece of chocolate. Nice! But would have been, Margaret Trust, a lean comfort. I like that. By the way, Pruda said, can you give her advice on what to do about her green dress? It got bleached out, or it got bleached in a couple of patches on the butt. So should she sit on some nettles in iron?
I was just gonna say, how did you manage to bleach your butt?
Ask her about the polar bear in a separate incident, and then you'll find out what she was probably doing. No.
She has a well-used butt. She should just be proud of it.
I'm pretty sure she heard about the well-used butt that she should be proud of. Carl's joined us. Carl, the amount of crap you had on that tunic, by the way, I don't know if you should be proud.
Well, it's still spotty, but
Did you see the
it
color?
will always be.
Go get Carl. We need your reaction to it. You gotta take a look. Did you see the color? It's coming out really nice. Because it's proper green, not my crap. Because usually when I dye something, my goal is just to change the color. Look how nice! I really like the color. Karl is literally going to be the Grinch in that thing. The Grinch. Yeah, I like that. Louisa says the Grinch.
What did you say?
I said Grinch, but I like Grinch.
Okay.
Green.
Ah,
The
I said
Grinch.
Grinch. Okay.
The Grinch, yeah. Yeah, the Grinch, I like that. She said it came into contact with a cleaning cloth. A likely
your
story.
butt.
On her butt, yeah.
Why are you using a cleaning cloth on your butt, woman?
With chlorine on. That's the main question.
Chlorine butt. Now, what would you do? Could you just patch? I mean, do you have to dye the whole thing, or can she just?
Yeah, I would have dyed the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you probably will get 2 different colors on it anyway.
You could have a new dye bunch. The Grinch eating the mayonnaise, says Raymond. Yeah, Holger's gonna be here soon. Holger and the mayonnaise.
You want to take over the microphone?
You can. Yeah, I was going to see if there was. Oh, I was just at the Viking market. She says hello and bye. It's raining. I'm assuming Borgvin. Are you going there? To Borgvin? Björgvin, sorry. I've never been there. But it's a big one. Oh, she might be going.
Is that the weekend to come or the next?
I think it's the weekend to come or the next, one of the two.
I'm here the weekend to come.
Okay, yeah, it might be I don't know. I just saw a thing on Facebook that says 1 week to go, but sometimes it likes to show me messages 5 days after they posted it, so I have to look.
No, if it's the weekend to come, I'm not coming. But,
If it's the weekend, this weekend she's not coming, but if it's next weekend,
because
the weekend
I'm
after.
Still, debating with Toll to actually get my dice.
Yes, she's fighting with toll. Oh my God, there's so much screw up with the postal here now. Everything is getting stuck in toll now because of their new
This should have been filled with delicious.
reds and blues and look at that beautifully dyed yarn, Kristin. Tell us your secret.
That was the yarn that was waiting for the blue.
Yeah, her dyes are stuck in the plant dyes are stuck in toll.
You can,
Look at all of that yarn that's not dyed.
it's kind of 6 kilos of yarn waiting to get dyed.
Holy crap. You don't get to go home, you have to stay all summer.
Yeah, if it doesn't show up, I probably have to.
Yep. So we'll see. The dyes are being sent here, so. Ja, ska det kosta Irks? Yeah. Nej. Okay, throw it. Let's see how you do after one stout.
1 stout and 1 pint.
And imagine him on an electric cycle. Electric kick bike.
But this is, I haven't done this in a year.
He's making up excuses as to why he should suck at it. Oop. That was not me, that was the owner. Yeah, oh, that counts though. Doesn't it?
No, I need to get further back.
Yep, it's too close.
Does it count?
No, it's too close.
Oh, okay. No, I meant the fact that it stuck in a little bit and then fell out.
No.
Oh,
That's
there you
what
go.
it's supposed to look like.
And then Fjaller has been working on our safety system here. There's been no accidents, but we always want to be preventative just in case. So now the bus stop has a schoolyard.
There was actually a lady that threw the axe at the target while her child was standing next to the target.
Yeah, that's true. And then they don't think about it bouncing, but it does bounce.
And if she could miss the target and hit the child instead, that's
High
also
five.
something that
You did well. That's not a high five. That's a polite little wave. Oh, fuck you.
He's like me, don't do high fives.
No, Vikings don't do high fives?
No.
What do they do then?
I don't know.
That tent should be afraid, yeah. That is the only tent of that size in the village. It's the only one over 3 by 6. It's a 5 by 5 tent, and it's actually smaller than it was last year. And the only place we can put a tent that size now is there. So in order to get away with that location, yep. So far, I don't think I've ever seen an axe go onto that tent, have you?
No.
I mean, not even close to it.
Close, yes.
What did you do?
But no, not actually into it. If you go and have a look at the wall,
Yeah?
Maybe a little hard.
Oh, Karl, do you have the other one? Yeah, you have the other microphone. So they can hear you?
you will see that axes have hit here, 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 and all the way over there.
But it's
But
never...
as far as I know, they've never hit a tent.
No, the tent is brand new though. That's why it's such a nice, pretty white color.
But I wouldn't be entirely safe if I lived in that tent.
Yeah.
Because whenever you think you have seen the dumbest axe thrower, there is a dumber axe thrower just
So-
a little bit further back in the queue.
Now, if you stay where you are, which is on the wrong side of the fence, and he throws it, and he's a ways away, but don't throw it. And it bounces. That's
With,
an idea of how.
With
No,
him,
come out
I'm
of the
not
way.
even worried.
So
but
that's what the fence is for.
I can take a slow, let's without any power, see if I can make it.
Yeah. Oh, no, but that's
Yeah,
because
but
you didn't
it
use.
didn't stick, but it hit with, you can see it there.
It
hit
did.
with the sharp end, but it was not enough power.
Yeah. Oh, but because it can actually bounce that far back, that's why the tents went in, or the fences went up. There you go. They said you were too powerful when you got it stuck in there and couldn't get it out.
now this is a thing that tourists don't get. They think that when it doesn't stick, they just have to throw harder.
Yeah.
And it genuinely doesn't matter. If your throwing technique is the same, the axe hits the same no matter how hard you try.
Yeah. By the way, Anne Rosich was a little confused about the dying. To die or to die? A little both, actually. We say, what is it Kristin says? The Viking village is one place where you can die twice. Or no, plant dyers are the only ones who can die twice. Or something and live to tell the tale, I forget. But anyway, that also makes me concerned. Okay, so they were worried about the tent. The tent should be afraid. Should the tent be afraid of being that close to the axe?
No,
Or should it be afraid of being that close to the plant dyer?
it doesn't matter how, well, if they are that crazy that you aim for this target and you by accident throw it at the tent,
Yeah, no.
then
He said if you're that crazy where you, if you throw it at that
I
target
saw-
and accidentally throw it
I
that
think
way.
it was a couple of years ago, you had this American football player,
Yeah.
huge guy, and he threw the axe so hard that it bounced and it hit just on the edge of the
That was 2 years ago, yeah.
on the fence.
Yep.
And then of course you have to tell them not so much power, but I don't use power. I just threw it. But when they are that strong,
But we actually had, it was 2 years ago, for some reason there was an axe shortage. We couldn't find them anywhere. We had to get them in from Germany eventually to get them in. But we couldn't find, we had a hard time finding axes, so we thought, okay, let's just try a modern axe, which has like a plastic handle on it.
Yeah, that was
That
a
one
horrible
went
idea.
over the fence. It bounced off the target and went over the fence, and luckily it was too early for anybody to be on the other side of it, but that was the end of modern axes for axe throwing. It really has a super bounce.
Now the thing is, you don't need a lot of force.
It's a blacksmith! And a new Viking!
We go to some practice sword fighting.
Polish Vikings are going to practice sword fighting? Okay, we'll watch you.
Should I call the ambulance now or later?
Should Karl call the ambulance now or later? It takes about an hour to get here. unless,
2 hours actually.
unless it's helicopter, yeah.
No, the thing is, as long as you're standing in the right spot and you throw in the same way, you can throw softly. This is about as soft as I can throw.
Woo!
And if I throw as hard as I can, it will stick in the same way, pretty much. The only thing is that when I throw hard, I lose precision, so I might miss. But
I have so many "that's what she said" jokes going.
okay, I just disproved my point. But
I might have thrown you off your point.
I can try to prove it for you.
Axe question, says Roger, by the way. Hello, Roger Novia. He says, in Viking battle, was it common to throw the axe at the enemy because then the axe owner loses his axe? That's how they bounce, by the way, and has to look for it.
no, it probably was extremely uncommon if it happened at all.
Yeah,
Because
but we get that question a lot, actually.
the situation where you are this close to your enemy and you want to empty your hand just practically never occurs. I can imagine if you are running up to a monastery and one of the monks is like this close to closing the doors, then you throw an axe in his head. But otherwise, I can't really see a situation where you would actually do it.
Yeah. Then Novia says, time to put a shield in front of the tent because Otters did a good demonstration as to how much those things can bounce. On many occasions, we've had it bounce up and go over the back fence. That's why it's built up higher. But
Throwing axe that I made the hand shaft for myself.
the
I
new
have it
throwing axe
very distinct
on the handle.
on the handle,
Yeah.
going down like the Francesca throwing axe. And the shaft is this long. So it, and first time I tried it, threw it kind of hard. And I'm not sure, you were here? Was it the first or the second throw? It bounced really high up and landed behind the fence.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I was here for that. I was here for your javelin test, but I wasn't
yeah.
here for that.
No, but I decided that this was, it's too dangerous to throw it here. I cannot throw it.
No, you don't want to break it
Yeah,
either. But
in case I miss and I hit the shaft and it bounces like a,
yeah.
sounds like a feather.
Hey, that's got attitude. There was another question. Yeah, Karl, you might know this one. Do Vikings dye their hair? And if so, how do they do it?
We don't know that they did that. I don't know of any sources for it.
No. We've, I don't know either, but at markets sometimes they think it's fun to stick their hair in the dye. And it actually, you know, I've seen that done with blue,
No,
both indigo and
it's
wood.
obviously something you can do.
Yeah.
But that somebody could do something doesn't mean that the Vikings did that thing.
Yeah. By the way, Runa, how long does your fish have to smoke for like that?
Maybe it's finished.
It might be finished, yeah?
But
Is it
it was not so much smoke, so then it needs a little longer.
a little longer? Because, yeah, but if it was completely airtight, or, yeah, if all the...
It cannot be airtight.
No, it cannot be
You have to
airtight.
let the smoke out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But smoke has to
And oxygen in.
Yeah. So he says once it might be done, but it might need a little bit longer too, depending on...
Yeah, I just smelled it. I looked at it and maybe a bit longer.
Yeah. On the back to the hair dyeing thing, Albert says I've heard that they bleached it, but I don't have much info on that. But would that be seawater that could do that, Karl?
No, seawater wouldn't bleach your hair. It would just make your scalp itchy.
Or the lye?
No, it would actually, having blonde hair. The one time when I was younger and I had hair,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
had
but back
blonde
in the day, yeah.
and when I was sailing,
Yeah.
and obviously I got a lot of seawater in my hair,
Yeah.
and the sun would make it much lighter. The sun would make my hair very blonde in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with seawater, it became even more blonde.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, because lemon juice, we used to use that back in the day.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, I'm spitting. Lemon juice we put in the hair back in the day, and just by putting it in your hair and standing in the sun, it would bleach it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things you can do.
Lemon juice is not
But
Viking.
from there to the Vikings actually doing it,
Yeah.
you need at least some kind of indication. Archaeology would be proof. That would be hard evidence. But if you have a reference in a saga or something like that, that's softer evidence, but at least it's something. But I don't know of bloody anything.
I never heard of it.
So there has to be something.
Who is the guide that has been described to Robin Woodman as stocky with brown hair and eyes, but is not Runa? Do you know?
Stocky.
Yeah, is it from this year, by the way? We have a bunch of new guides
Are we
this year.
being extremely polite?
How stocky are we talking here? Yeah. Are we talking? Sorry, I hit the microphone on the screen. I don't know how long ago I hit it, but no, the sheep are not, it's not the sheep bleating, it's the baby. And the sheep are actually behind that house there. It's behind. Between the orange house and the house over with the loom. But actually the sheep can wander all behind all those houses and up the hill a bit too. They have a pretty good range. Cheap sheep. Okay, so hopefully the sound is back on again. I don't know how long it went out. Not for kids. It's because when I'm touching my screen, I might accidentally hit the microphone thing. And then we were making the joke about bleating. Louisa got a little worried because she thought we said bleeding. No, the baby is not bleeding. The baby is bleating. B-L-E-A-T. And which guide it could be, we don't know. It was, we have quite a few guides that are stocky with brown hair, so it could be.
Did I say anything more about this guide?
About this guide, not yet. No. You want your microphone back? There you go. Okay, do you want to see should we see them killing each other down there?
Do they kill each other?
Well, he said they were going to be killing each other for our benefit.
If they are actually...
Oh, it's about 2 minutes. Okay, so yeah, then I think we covered everything.
If they are training and it's a beginner, even the Polish would know better than to do anything interesting the first half hour.
I don't know. I don't see any killing. Did they go in the blacksmith? That one of them is, by the way, is blacksmithing this year. Or maybe they're killing each other over here. Oh, they're playing cube. That's not. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go watch them play cube. Let's see. Are the flowers blooming? Are there flowers blooming on the rooftops? The dandelions are up there, for example, and the yellow buttercups, and you can see up there. There's some yellow flowers. Oh, he's teaching. That's his wife's cousin, I believe, who's visiting. Let's see if I can get that to zoom back out again. And no, the kayak center still doesn't have grass on the roof over there. I don't know what that is, but that's not us. It's behind the fence. Yeah, as long as you're in range, your microphone works then. So I think this is her first time being a Viking, at least in Gudvangen. That's the game they were playing next to us there. That's called Kub. Max says, so earlier my oldest niece told me that at an art class in her school she learned about weaving, and I also told her that weaving is one of the oldest textile techniques in the world. Oh yeah, I would put that older than needle binding, but I don't know. All right, kill it. You're tickling it. This is Marika, by the way.
Hello.
Yep, she also is a Viking with red glasses like me. What did that thing ever do to you? Yeah, the roof has been like that for 5 years now. I don't know if they're ever going to finish it. But it's not in our village, it just looks like it. So, and what is the name of the dummy?
Which one?
She says, that dummy.
maybe
Not Greg, Stocky, she says. On the guide. The guide was. It wasn't Greg, but Stocky.
Greg?
No, that's not Greg.
Okay.
That is not poor Greg. This year, recently, it could have been Isak. It could have been Thomas.
If you use stocky in the correct definition of the word, then it's anybody but me and Greg.
Let's see. All right, now Karl. You can hit Karl. There. So does he have you doing repetitive exercises?
This is my first time, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, it's real easy. You just aim.
No, yeah.
You just hit here.
Okay.
And then they go down real fast.
But they say I can't do like this.
No, that's because it's a guy teaching you. Don't listen. You agree?
Well, it's strictly speaking a legal hit, but it's not considered polite.
You look like you're being paged. That dummy is dressed for summer. Oh yeah, there's nothing hiding. I also explained to Mrs. Max that it's been around for thousands of years, but the kind I find most interesting and beautiful is the ones done by the Inca and their ancestors. Oh yeah. No, the way more than thousands of years. I'd say hundreds. Probably, I don't know, as long as you got fiber, I suppose. How old do you think weaving would be if you had to guess?
I don't know. This is very Googleable information,
Yeah.
so to speak. But,
I have no idea what I would say. A long time, because you could start. You could do like Tom Hanks did in the movie where he got stranded anyway, and start weaving with palms and things. Karen, do you want to know something? Yes, Sophie, tell me. Hi, Sophie. By the way. Oh, does she get to kill you now? Shoulder length hair. Roger. Roger?
Oh.
Maybe Roger if it was taller than Karl.
Considerably taller than me.
Built a bit more like you?
I would not call him stocky though, but...
No, he's not quite stocky, but he's... Well, no, he's not stocky. He's like Runa built.
The people who are asking, were they in Gudvangen themselves?
Were they in Gudvangen?
People that are asking, were they in Gudvangen or...
She's looking it up. Sophia says, I plan on spending the winter 26 and 27 in Gudvangen. We have space in the winter, Sophie. You should absolutely come, but let me know as soon as you do so I can put you on the calendar and give you the best house. Because there actually are some houses already booked for 2026 in the winter, believe it or not. It's getting more and more every year, so you won't be alone. The dummy kind of looks like a scarecrow. Again, which one? The target barked at her, says Olaf. Okay, should we go and look at your fish?
Yeah.
Should we see? We have to go see his smoky fish. Oh yeah, she's ready for death now. She's got like a... You're getting more and more armor. She's getting upgraded. Okay, we can come back. Here you go, Karl. Give you a microphone again. Oh, you're dragoning.
The dummy is called Lisa.
I'm not putting that on the microphone. Look it! I don't know. I'm starting to question the paternity of that child now. If you look at the hats. We're gonna.
He's not born with a hat though.
He's not born with a hat. Oh, he's too cute though. Okay, we gotta go check the fish. They were at the village around May 7th. Yeah, that could have been Roger. That could have been, well, if it was longer hair, probably Roger. Fjellheim.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. Heidi has stars in her eyes. Probably because of the baby. Yeah. Hi! Hello. They always look at me funny when I talk. It's because of the American. Yeah, probably. I'm thinking Fjallar or Roger. He's a little taller, slightly taller than Runa.
Javelin throwing.
Ooh, yeah, javelin throwing. I haven't been good at this yet.
You sounded drunk.
I'm good.
Oh no, at the javelin throwing. She wanted to know if you were good at the not just if you were good. Good.
I will not hit it. Very difficult, actually.
Yeah, let's see. Ooh, no, you're doing well. I was probably definitely holding it too far forward when I tried that.
Whoa.
Ah, you did it! I didn't think you'd get that much force on the thing, but the target clearly shows otherwise.
I wanted to try something. I'm not sure if I'm able to.
Drea's here. She's on a break at work. Hello, Drea. Max says, so Karen, I was thinking of an idea where I could use flerfargsvirkning for making those designs based on the original pattern by the Paracas or Nazca culture, so I could try to find out somehow. I know that you'll see a lot of, if that's what I think it is anyway, flerfargsvirkning, which is basically mosaic crochet. That is, a lot of that is found in South America, or Central and Central America at least. Fail.
You have to shout it out.
He says you have to shout it out. Yes. Ah, but that you got. That's a pretty good distance too. How many penis lengths would that be now, since everything has to be measured by Karl in penis lengths?
I think Karl said 1.5.
1.5, he said. Said Karl. Karl's brimming with pride over there. Ooh, that's got a good bounce. We need a safety fence. You hit it though. I fear the giant ear of this giant Q-tip goes into. I fear the giant ear that this giant Q-tip goes into, says Roger. Yeah, no, you have to stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. I forget what show I stole that from, but it was a really good line. It does look like a Q-tip. Let's see. Okay, moving slowly towards the fish. We're at minute 67, so we're over our hour, but we still have to wait for a ride anyway, so. The link was too long, says Drea. I was on the news with the Viking encampment practice with shields. Oh, that'd be cool to see. What does the Viking baby wear? This Viking baby is wearing null-bound hat, null-bound cowl.
Yeah, the
Tunic.
the
The look on the face is, what is that in my hand? A tablet woven belt.
yes, and that's all.
And that's all. Yep, nothing underneath there. It is a boy. No. Ah, now you're ready.
Yeah.
Cute Viking baby. Yeah, it's like the year of babies. So,
Oh my God, it's a
yeah, you have one, and then Jan Harald and Rosemarie got one,
Yeah.
and then Lena and Andy got one,
Yeah.
and then we have a pregnant one, and
Kind
then
of unusual to see a Viking baby being carried around by a Russian who pretends to be French.
oh, Karl's back to insulting countries again.
I'm Cuban.
You're Cuban. Oh, okay. And then to top things off, Georg, our chieftain, comes up to me and says, "So when are you and Karl gonna have babies, Karen?" I'm like, "We're 50 and more. Not gonna happen."
What do you think Silly and Fuzzy is?
Silly and Fuzzy are we have the two cats. That'll do. No, I have two kids from before. They're 16 now. I think I'm done. I'm happy with twins. Actually, Karl turns 50 this year.
Wow, we should celebrate.
Yes! Karl's going to join the rest of us. Oh, Anders, when do you turn 50?
Oh, that's a long.
It is not a long, long time away. I think you're...
Oh, that's many years ahead.
Not?
Oh, yeah. Way in the future.
That is white color you're seeing in his beard, people. And where's the hair?
No, this is because I fell in the milk jar when I was little.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's the salt and seawater.
Yeah. I just came back from the ocean, you know.
Yeah. You came back from the ocean. No, Karl turns 50 in October.
No, it's still.
But then you're
a
next,
couple of
though.
years.
It's still a couple of years after, yeah? I was going to say, I think you're like, oh, look
I'm
at that.
only 48.
Yeah, it should look like rubber. You're only 48, yeah.
No, I said it looks proper, not like rubber.
Oh, I thought you said it looks like rubber. No, it looks proper.
Proper, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, it's almost there. It's a little soft still. I would take it a little longer.
That's what she said.
If she thinks that looks,
But you can
if
try
she
it.
thinks that looks like rubber, there is no wonder I have a baby.
No, he said it looks a little soft there. I would take it a little longer. That's what. Maybe he's going to go and show that he's doing something secretive over there. I was wondering how much protein fish have, says Max. Do you know?
Well, it's...
You're the fisherman here, mostly.
Yeah, but this is a very modern question.
Oh, yeah.
This you can Google.
This
No,
you can
the-
Google. Okay, who's fastest on Google?
When you're sitting in front of a computer, Google it. Don't ask the Vikings.
We got to have a keyboard archaeologist around here
Tastes
somewhere.
like fish. Nice. That's
This
what we
would
can
be a
offer.
keyboard nutritionist in this case.
Vikings don't care about protein. We just want it not pulsating with blood anymore. Even then, maybe
And
actually.
even that's optional.
Even that's optional, yeah. Oh, you put an arrow through it. Is that to make it look like you shot it? Oh, no, you did. No. It's okay, says Max, laughing. You get off the hook there, Anders. Let's see.
Yeah.
Put the microphone on. I can hear you better. Yeah, you have to take photos. Whoopa. It's a mackerel. Yes, it is a mackerel. And it was caught today. They actually went out with poles and caught it. Not the Polish people, but the Polish the fishing poles.
Det gör jag, så jag bara skär av en bit ner här.
Yeah, he's just going to cut a little slice to see how it is.
Maybe my knife is not so sharp.
Oh, that's an insult for a Viking's knife not to be so sharp.
It's a bit salty.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
That looks good. It's flaky.
It looks like it's boiled.
Well, the
Supposed to do that.
no, smoked fish always looks a little on the greasy side. It's like oily side.
But it's a bit soft.
I mean, I eat a lot of smoked fish.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
don't compare it to the fish you get in the shop.
Did you, Anders? Did you eat that?
It should have had a little longer,
He likes it. He likes it.
but it's not bad.
Is it eatable?
Yes.
Well, he didn't die yet. Give it a couple minutes and we'll see how he turns color.
Luna,
Is the dog want it?
Luna, Luna.
Nope. Luna wants the stick. Deep Seek. I said Deep Seek. Deep Seek says 20 to 23 grams per mackerel as far as protein. Then
Can I try it?
Per mackerel?
Oh yeah, thank you.
4 mackerel. Yeah, probably per mackerel, I guess.
Per gram or because they come in different sizes, you know.
Oh wow.
Really?
Super tasty.
Could have had more
That's what
salt,
he
maybe.
said.
Har du saltat den lite?
Everybody knows this.
Everybody knows this. Oh, it looks good. I have to have a little piece. I'll take
But
the-
it's warm.
Warm
it is
mackerel.
nice and warm.
Okay, then it's okay. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
So if it's focusing on the fish.
He's like, oh, I want one.
Oh, it was good. No, it tastes like it's supposed to taste,
Yeah,
in my
it does.
opinion. Everybody's like, this is our dinner for today.
No, but this was
For
actually
100
quite
grams
nice.
of fish.
But it has been laying a bit too long before we smoked it.
Yeah, maybe that part could be smoked a little bit more, but
It has
the
been
middle of the
laying in the cold place in 3 days.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Then that's why it's so soft.
Yeah.
it's really it wasn't waxy at all.
Men du
Albert says, God, I miss smoked fish. It's expensive in Oops, the grocery store. Well, anything in Oops, OBS anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
Karl.
Coop Oops is expensive.
Thank you.
Your ass is about 6 inches away from my needle. Just push the needle away. Yeah, you don't want to get a needle up your ass, but you just push the needle binding over there, and you won't have to worry about sitting on it. Because if your ass could break my needle. Go ahead, innuendo that.
That was the best part.
I like it. It's too early for the baby.
It was actually quite nice.
We should do it more often.
Isak says, so probably after 9 o'clock is okay, Karl, to pick us up. I think that's okay. Do you want to send him a thumbs up on Messenger? Because I can't answer him. No, on She sent it. I don't think Isak is watching us on Messenger.
Men hvor lenge han skal i grunnen ligge i salt?
Nei, det vet jeg ikke. Jeg vet ikke.
Okay, so Anders had a good question there. He says, how long does it have to sit in the salt? And he didn't know. He says he doesn't know.
Maybe 2 days, though, but it was just salted on the outside and inside. It hasn't been laying in salt like a lot, but
Anders, are you familiar with kubbesild?
Kubbesild? No. I've heard the word, but we used to make what we called kling when I was little.
I've heard
This
of that.
is
What is
the
that?
herring, potatoes, and some saucy. It's this white sauce with the carrots and something else. It was like the curse of my childhood because my parents loved it, but the herring has so much bone in it, and
Yeah.
for a child to sit and eat, but it was kind of good. So because you had the flatbread, you had potatoes on, you had this herring, and then you had this saucy thing with the carrots and stuff. And then on top of that, you had another flatbread, and you just ate it like this. Taste-wise, it's amazing, but all the bones.
Yeah, the bones are always a pain in the ass with
Yeah.
fish, but sometimes it's worth it.
But the herring has so many bones.
Yeah, but they're small for the most part.
Yeah. But what is it?
Yum.
Kubbesild, the way I understand it, is that you catch the fattiest herring you can find at the very late autumn.
Oh, so good.
And then you split it in half and you hang it somewhere dry over the winter. So it kind of is brown and...
Spekesild?
No, I think that's something else. But
this
it's
is what they call in Bergen lubbesild.
lube.
This is
Sounds,
spekesild,
sounds
but
related,
you
yeah.
spread it out and you hang it for dry over the winter.
Yeah.
That's spekesild.
Okay, then it's basically the same thing.
I used to steal it from my neighbor because they were hanging in his garage, and I would sneak in and take one every now and then because that I love.
Norwegian crime, people, fish stealing.
And that and dry fish are things that people steal from each other all the time.
Actually, I do remember there was this house in Vestby when I was living there. Actually, it was right across the street from where I worked, and I could see it through my office window. But every year he had a lot of fish hanging out on his balcony all summer long, pretty much. But I think that's probably what he was doing with
Yeah,
it.
no, you don't do that in the summer.
Maybe. Well, I thought it was the summer, but gotta find out.
No,
There wasn't snow on the ground, though.
the thing is, you don't want insects like at all.
No, I was
Because
gonna
the
ask that.
insects will put eggs in it and it will rot if you put it out when the insects are active.
Yeah.
That's why both tørrfisk and spekesild, kubbesild are things you make in the winter.
Do you want to quickly explain what
Faen, det er
speke
beste
is, by the
makrellen
way?
jeg har smakt på
I don't
lenge.
think we said.
Spekekjøtt is basically just
Det er en av de bedre.
very long dried
Det var
meat.
ikke så verst til å avbrate den og ligge
But you have to dry it somewhere where there are no animals. Or,
Usually, I thought it was they put him in a
Får
cloth
makrell,
bag, kind of
så skal
a
ikke du
like
sløye den.
cotton.
Nei.
or-
Skal fryse den rundt
hang
hvis
it.
du skal
you can
fryse
do that too, but the
Samme som
sensible thing to do is to take the half of the year where there is no insects
Yeah.
and use that.
The other thing I was kind of wondering. Go ahead. You were
Because the tricky thing with spekesild is that you have to do it at the correct time of year.
flaksalt.
And I don't know when the correct time of year is. That's why I was asking him, because maybe he knew.
Ah, okay.
But also getting a hold of a lot of fat herring is... unless you are my father, it's difficult.
Yeah. Your father can get a hold of fish at any time of year, crab even.
Yeah, when he was...
We have crab at home that we got to bring one of these days, by the way.
When he was more active, he would put out nets all the time.
Yeah. Oh, here's one here.
Because what he is really interested in is bait for his lines.
Yeah.
Because he puts out what the hell is kveite in English?
It's a type of fish. isn't it?
Halibut.
Halibut, yeah.
Halibut. Yeah.
He put out line for halibuts, and he gets absolutely everything else. But you need bait for these lines, and that's why he puts out nets. So he has what they call French nets or franske garn. And he has mackerel nets, and he has herring nets.
Yeah.
And the herring nets, when you hit at the time when there are herring, they can be absolutely, completely fucking full of the things.
Yes.
As in, you need a bigger boat type of thing.
I just came back from the coast. I've been there since Monday, and one of my friends who is fishing a lot, he's told me that he was trying to catch the halibut. He put out the line. He had 120 hooks on this line that he put out, and you put mackerel or whatever bait on all the hooks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he got 120 sharks.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Pig haw.
Wow.
And it's not normal in Norway to eat it, but when you catch that amount, you can deliver it and they ship it to Japan.
Yeah.
But we caught them. I put out the fishing net out in the fjord here in 2007, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I caught a lot of these sharks. And I brought them in. Then one of the German chefs saw the fish. And he said, Anders, what are you doing with this fish? And I said, normally I just throw it away. I just didn't clean the fishing net yet. So, well, can I prepare it? And I will save a piece for you. Okay, if you want. I never tried this shark before.
Yeah.
And it is so nice. There is no tiny fishing bones in this in the shark.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. But you know,
But
you
you
have
cook
to know.
it. You don't eat it like the Icelandic.
No. We don't want the fermented
Fermented fish. No.
fish. No.
They have to be treated correctly because they are kind of dickish to deal with.
Yeah.
You have to skin them, which is unusual for
You
fish.
have to pull off the skin. It's like really rough skin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
And if you don't do that, the whole fish will taste like ammonia.
Oh yeah. Do you want to? Why it would taste like ammonia anyway? I remember
Well,
this sounds familiar, but
I'm guessing it's ammonia in the skin, but
maybe. I just
how would
thought
I
I'd be
know?
the one to ask the stupid question.
You basically kill it and skin it practically in one motion.
Really?
You
Wow.
don't want it to be dead with the skin on for a long time.
No, I guess it would start seeping or whatever.
Yeah, something. I have no sensible explanation for this. But there is Norwegian people, when it comes to fish, they are a little bit spoiled.
Yeah.
So there are types of fish like steinbit and breiflabb.
Steinbeck
that-
is, I forget what the name of that is, but it's the one with the big underbite.
It's the one with the enormously powerful jaws
Rock
that
biter is technically what that means.
they actually live off crabs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the breiflabb is the one with the wide mouth. Those two people generally didn't eat them because they look so disturbing.
Yeah.
But they're considered delicacies. It's just
Ja,
that
de
they are
buer,
a
så
little
det
bit dickish to deal with.
Steinbitskinn.
Ja.
Skal jeg gi det til henne, eller?
Ja, det kan jeg.
Fish skin. I was gonna say, can you use the fish skin to make anything after it's been smoked?
Yeah, you can make a whole waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With many of them, not one.
Well, obviously you need plenty to make a water skin.
Some people made shoes of them during the war.
Yeah, no, they also lanterns too. A lot of the Viking lanterns that we see, I have no idea if it's Viking or medieval, but those are a lot of them are fish skin. The good ones are fish skin because it's so translucent. But I wasn't sure at what point it starts to break down. But
It doesn't last forever, but it's waterproof while it lasts. So.
there's plenty on the table there. Yeah, he's just giving her the fish.
I love skin.
You want the skin?
I love it.
That is very chewy.
But you shouldn't eat this skin.
Why?
Oh,
The dog ate it.
You can eat what we call lettsalta brosme.
I
Then you can eat the skin.
I
but
eat
you-
Lightly
skin.
salted.
You
She-
cannot
Yeah, she ate fried salmon skin. But
I eat
that's
like
different.
all skin. And
Oh,
I
but
eat
the
this
fried skin is good.
Salmon skin.
I?
Salmon, yeah.
That's basically armor.
We
No,
should give her
but
the
I eat
shark
the-
skin.
Okay, I want to. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Look how happy. Oh, so cute. I think Heidi's in seventh heaven right now.
Oh my god.
We have still 20 people on hanging out with us, which is quite cool, considering it's going to be a longer episode today since our ride doesn't get here for another 30 minutes or so. So, Drea says, I love halibut and salmon are my favorites. Those are quite different fish, though. One is pink and one is white, isn't it? The halibut is the white meat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
it's like a big flatfish.
Why should I not eat the skin?
The funny thing is
Why
that
should
I
not
have
eat the
never
skin
ever
for me?
gotten them on the lines
It's
that
not
are
that you
meant
should
that you're
eat it,
meant
but
to get them on.
It's not nice to eat it.
I have
Ah,
got
I
them
love it.
in
Is this has the
we call it ruse in Norwegian. It's like
It does.
But salmon skin is
it's
easy to
like a
fry.
big
Salmon
long
skin is
condom
easy to
that
fit
is
into
open
a
on the
machine.
side,
No, no, really not.
and fish and crabs go into it and don't come back out.
But you still want
Yeah.
it.
Don't we have a basket like that over there?
No,
like two
on
baskets
this
inside of a
fish that I
basket.
said, the brosme.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
That's something
Holger
that's
uses it when he comes here. He actually
yeah.
uses it. He puts them
You
on,
boil this fish.
on the
Yeah.
seafloor.
Because of stupid Norwegian laws, Holger, not being a Norwegian
No,
citizen,
but,
is not actually allowed to
Yeah,
fish with
it's
any kind of
special.
equipment.
It's the best.
But if he has a Norwegian in his boat touching the equipment, going,
The skin,
I love
I'm
is
blessing it in the
fish
name
skin
of
and
Norway,
I love it.
then he can.
If I get normally I would get a
Nice.
box from my
And
father.
what Norwegian
with
rule
this.
is that?
If I get it, I will let
No,
you know,
it's
so I will give you some
basically the
information.
professional
Thank
fishermen
you.
might just think about particularly German tourists fishing up all the fish, which is
No?
true-ish, but they fish a lot. But
Yeah.
it's not a big deal compared to one professional fishing boat.
Yeah.
So basically now they have a very strict limit on how much fish they are allowed to take out, and they are not allowed to fish with nets or traps of any kind whatsoever.
Kan du si for noe?
So to fish with a trap, if you are a foreigner in Norway, bring a Norwegian on your boat that can touch your equipment.
Ah,
Because then he is fishing, you are not. You are just helping him.
you're just helping
Do
him.
you do anything?
By the way, Robin
fishing
said,
around
Robin,
soon?
she's in
Snarare?
California, so
No.
the
I've been
other
fishing
coast
for a long time
shark is
already.
really good, but
Haven't-
skinning them is
Well, I
not
caught some sea
easy.
trout, but they are too small.
Andrea
just
says
release them
I
again.
caught
Really?
halibut in
Unless they are
on Alaska
bleeding,
charter
Then
fishing.
I kill them.
Dropped a giant hook 300 feet down.
Start moving home.
That's what, 100 meters? Yeah. About more or less, anyway.
No, one of the things that is really fun when you are fishing out by the coast is when the mackerel is coming.
Yeah.
You have enormous schools of mackerel, but behind them and beneath them, you have the really big fish that is hunting the mackerel.
Yeah.
So you keep trying to drop your hooks through the mackerels so that the big ones will bite,
Yeah.
but it almost never works because as soon as you throw out, even if you have like a harp with 9 or 12 hooks on it, you will have a mackerel on every hook before you manage to get it through the school.
Oh, yeah. What other fish can you get in the ocean here versus, or do you have, I mean, obviously you got freshwater fish in Norway as well, but you got both, but
You have a lot of fish species, but
Yeah.
what we normally fish for is cod, pollock, halibut,
yeah, pollock too, I didn't think of that
mackerel.
What the hell is lyr in English?
one. Lead?
Lyr,
Lyr is, that's the one is pollock.
is it?
Could be
Oh, that
pollock is a
that
white
is
fish.
sei.
Sai
Yeah.
is pollock, yeah.
It's almost the same family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a similar
family,
fish.
so-
It's a very good white fish. One fish we get a lot of that isn't particularly good is brasme.
Yeah.
You can use it to make fish cakes or fiskepudding,
Oh, fish pudding is good.
but
just have that.
it's not good if you try to fry it or boil it or do anything else with it.
Yeah.
And they're also very annoying to deal with because they have this slippery skin that is super hard.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of stab them like a murderer and then just wrench the knife to get them.
Holy crap. By the way, Lear was also, or Albert was thinking that Lear could be pollock as well, and Sophie, Sai is pollock. That I'm pretty sure of as well. Actually, I agree with Sophia there. But she says you also get sea bass.
I haven't. I don't know what that is, and I haven't.
In
seen
Russia,
it.
we have a lot of sea bass.
You have a lot of sea bass in Russia?
What do we call it in Norwegian?
What do we call sea bass in Norwegian? It's called sea bass in Norwegian.
Then I'm pretty sure we don't get it because
No, I don't know if you do. And we get bass in freshwater, but sea bass is different. At least in the Oslo floor.
is it ørret maybe?
No, ørret is pink.
I don't know.
It is trout.
Ørret is trout. Yeah, that one's a little bit similar to.
When he look at me,
to
he's
salmon, but
more
not
fry,
quite.
you know?
And then let's see. Lear is shellfish.
No, it
No?
is.
Oh,
Isn't.
okay, that was a thought there. Okay, I'm just kind of flipping back and forth here. But how much? What do you get trout at all? Is trout a sea fish or just like we
Isn't
have freshwater trout or northern pike and
isn't trout torsk?
I think
Trout is örat.
trout is öret.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, so then you do.
It's called pike is gädda.
Pike is gädda. Ah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then we're googling over here. Conducting.
Rune, you want some more meat?
Conferring with
But
the
it's
with the
just a
good
little bit left
Google.
in the bed to throw it, no?
Well, Anders might eat it if it's only a little bit. Anders will eat fish, you know.
Oh, lyr is actually pollock. Pollock is lyr.
Torsk is cod. Yeah, that's true. Sea bass is havabur.
Havabor, okay.
Havabur?
Yeah.
You know that? I didn't never heard that word before. That's a new one for me.
I don't think you have never.
Havabur and havabur.
We have normal havabor.
You have normal havabur?
Normal havabor in the freshwater bass.
In the freshwater, yeah.
But sea bass are.
Oh, I can show to bring over
We have to throw it.
I can show the Arboga
throw
stitch
it
one
to
more
the
time
fire?
before I forget. You can put it in the fire.
And maybe the bone too.
Okay, there is basically very little difference between sei and lyr. They are basically very, very similar.
Yeah.
They are distinguished by the fact that the sei has much more of an underbite.
Yeah.
I can take it out.
It's not the Stein beef. No, that's something different. What's Stein beef? That one that you were looking up before.
Steinbit.
Stein beet, sorry, I said beef. Let's see. Sophie had written in there too. Oh, she says Albert is correct. Sai is pollock and Lear is pollock. They're the same. They're in the same family. That's what you were saying though, Runa, but he doesn't have a microphone. But Runa was saying he wasn't sure, but they're in the same family at least.
Okay, goodbye everyone.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
Thank you for playing with us and feeding us.
Atlantic wolffish is the steinbit.
Atlantic
Atlantic wolffish.
wolffish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What's the one you use to make lutefisk with? No, not lutefisk, but
Torsk.
torsk, yeah. And then there was one. No, I was trying to think of the Durbach Ocean Museum or something. They had a thing in there about with Steinbeet and vodka and potatoes, and I don't know what the hell the correlation was between them. But
Sounds like, well, basically, if you, the headline is things a Russian would eat.
no, the Norwegians were eating these too, though. Okay, anyway, I'll show this stitch one more time here, and then we should probably get going in case Isak is outside soon.
Did
By
you
the way, if
want
there's
me
anything
to?
left in there, you go have at it, she said.
I just cleaned my my
Then-
hands and it still stink of fish.
You have to use a knife then.
No, I've had my fill.
Okay. Oh, did Runa leave his glasses, or are these yours?
These are Rune's
Yeah.
glasses.
He doesn't need them for driving
And
anyways.
Breiflab is called angler.
Okay. That makes more sense. Do you get haddock here? Ah, Carl's got to Google again. Okay. We're learning. You're teaching
It's
the Vikings
also
today.
true that fish changes name every time you come to a new inlet in Norway. So,
It's possible, yeah.
what did you call it?
Haddock. Oops, sorry. Hyse. Hyse, says Albert.
He's,
Hyse.
Yeah. Yeah, you get them a lot.
Yeah, he does. Okay.
but in this fjord, you hardly get any fish.
Ah, okay.
A little bit, but
Yeah, little, but it's
it- 'cause it's brackish
considered
water?
a dead fjord. There has been recent studies on this fjord, and it's considered a dead fjord. But I still get fish out there, but it's not what it used to be. So,
Roger says, not tonight, honey. I have a haddock.
he has a
Well, Carl's over there going, oh my God, dad jokes. Not tonight, honey. I have a haddock. Headache.
okay.
You broke the
I
Norwegians.
can imagine that some.
Yeah, you actually broke the Norwegians.
You broke the Norwegians.
I can imagine that some fishermen in the north of Norway has actually used that excuse and meant it.
Okay, I suppose we should probably get the glasses out of the background. And the beer. It's just going to be a non-historically accurate background here. We're closed for the day. Okay, so Arboga, Stitch of the Month. I think this is the last week we have this stitch. I can't remember what's the next week is next month already, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then we come up with a new one. It'll be a surprise, Max. Okay, so anyway, your 3 last loops.
No, next week is.
Do we have one more?
Next Saturday is 1st of June.
Next
Yeah, so
Saturday is
it's
1st
a
of
new
June.
month.
Yes, then it's a new month. Okay, yeah, then I have to come up with a new stitch by then. And a color. Okay, so the last 3 loops in your thumb, there's loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3 is actually this one here. You can tell when you start pulling it. It tugs. There, it's just twisted.
If
So
it's,
if you get confused, go with the one on the right.
hvis det er 3, så er det Roger. Nesten garantert.
So F1 is what I'm using. Because this is already
Mulig.
thick. If I do
Jeg er
F2,
ikke
which is
spesielt
one old, it'll be even more
flink med
dense.
3.
So if your yarn is thinner, you can get away with that. But F1, and then you take the second one from behind, twist, pick up the third. No, Saturday is the 31st. It's my daughter's birthday, Suzanne. Okay, we'll celebrate one more week of our bogus stitch. Anyway, then you twist, and then you go through the thumb loop.
Når jeg jobbet på Spangereid, så drev mora til sjefen, som er et annet som på en måte drev
And
plassen,
again,
og dyrket
this other string
opiumsvalmuer.
out of the way. I should have woven that in.
Rett selvfølgelig hadde virkningene det.
I'm doing, and then you take the second loop from behind, pick up the third loop, which is the one on the right there, and then go, oops, I twisted it, and then under the thumb loop and under the leader yarn.
Yep.
And that's it. Okay, if you have any more questions,
Når jeg var i Tyrkia, så kjørte jeg igjennom med opiumsfelt som straks ligger fra horisont til horisont. Men det er for medisinsk bruk, så de har en lisens.
oops, we're looking at dragons over here. You made me raid the fridge. Oh, here we can look at dead fish. You made me raid the fridge, says Peruta, and polish off the smoked fish in there. Oh, it's so good. No, I kind of want to pick some up, but the grocery store is closed now. Oh yeah, no, we have to do that. Karen, your mic? Yeah, no, my mic is farther away from me. It's this one here. I've been sharing it with everybody else. Yeah, so normally I'm really, really loud, but today I'm just normal.
Which
No.
is very
Carl's is like right underneath there. Never mind, he's smoking again. We don't want to watch that.
So the fish can smoke, but I can't.
The fish can smoke, but you can't. Let's see. Albert says, I have whale meat in the freezer, and I should have made stew. The stew that I did at Folkehög School, and it was really good. He said, oh, yeah, no, you have to come here and make it.
Yeah, the whale meat is so nice.
Olaf brought whale meat
If you-
sausage
if you-
last
if-
week. Did you
well,
get a
Now
try?
we are live.
The sausage is not my thing, but
You
if
don't have to run away.
If you have
You
the
can be
whale
on it.
meat and you
Yeah.
prepare it as a beef,
Yeah.
exactly as you would a beef,
Yeah.
then it's so nice.
I think I
Oh.
cooked mine a little too long because it did have a blackish look to it, which it kind of does anyway. But
Yeah, but you just fry it
Yeah.
as you would a normal beef.
I
and
tricked my
then-
kids into eating it. I added taco seasoning, and we
Yeah.
had taco. And I asked them, "What do you think about? How do you like the tacos?" And they said, "No, they said it was really, really good." And I said, "Oh, okay, wasn't?" She says, "No, I thought you just burned it." But other than that, because it was so dark, it's when it gets cooked or fried, it's got a really dark color to it.
Yeah.
Like it almost looks like regular meat, but burned. But it's not. It's yeah. I like your mug.
The guy who made it, he walked up in the mountain, sat down on a rock, and died.
Oh,
He had this cancer in his throat, so he had to push a button to speak.
stoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was known to never sell his really nice stuff. He would bring it at Christmas fairs.
Yeah.
He would bring stuff to sell,
Yeah.
and then he would bring his private collection as exhibition, and you could see what he could really make, but he would never sell it. And I negotiated for 1.5 hours to get this mug.
Oh,
And there is this guy, this wood carver in Myrkdalen. He's so amazed. Did you actually manage to buy something from him? And I said, yeah, I have this, and you have his maker's mark underneath.
yeah.
Well,
Oh! Don't worry, the camera was too high to see you
Okay.
pee yourself.
No,
Tipped it a little too much.
so, and I only use it for beer, and I never clean it with soap, only water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, and that's why the foam, you can see the foam still hanging on it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Jay's gonna come next in July. You'll have to be sure to show him that he is bringing a big keg of either Viking. I can't remember. It's either ale or it's.
well, in the
it's
summer,
mead. I keep saying it
I
wrong. It's
don't
one or
drink,
two.
this year I'm not drinking June, July, and August.
Well, I'll look the other way, and I could turn the calendar off for you.
Yeah.
For the taste.
And also, it's carved with a knife.
Yeah, I was just
And
gonna
as you
say.
can
I
see,
can
it's
see the hand carved.
this guy was famous for
So
his
even.
accurate carving.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
So it's a good thing you told the rest of that story. I was gonna say, did you pry it from his cold dead hands then, since he went up to the mountain?
Well, that's the thing with this guy. He was a special guy, and because he was sick, and I guess he just realized it was his time.
Yeah,
So they found him sitting on his favorite stone up in the mountain,
yeah,
where he used to normally go hiking and just sit down and relax.
yeah.
They found him dead on it.
Oh wow. Well, he was in his happy place then.
Yes.
Whale meat is black was a question mark from Novia. Do you want to explain why? I think it
It's-
looks black, but it's not black. It just
I think
When it's
it's
cooked.
like really dark red, like rust red,
Yeah.
dark.
I think so. I know when I fried it anyway, it almost
Yeah, it
looks like you
looks
burnt regular
black,
meat,
yeah.
but it's not. It's just the
No.
color. But yeah, they
Well,
eat that
it's
a lot here.
So nice. No, we don't eat it a lot anymore.
Almost black, says Sophie.
No,
yeah.
it's hard to get.
It is. It's like my mother's husband. He was a whaler,
Yeah.
and he hated whale meat because when he grew up, this was the poor man's diet. Everybody was eating.
Oh
when
yeah,
you had
one
the
whale could fill a
famine
town.
in Norway,
feed a town.
whale meat is
Yeah.
what you had on the menu.
Ah,
And when he was a child, they had a lot of whale meat, and he just, as an old man, he couldn't eat it anymore.
no.
And he had worked as a whaler as well.
Oh,
So, but it is if you eat it every day, because it was the cheapest meat or fish you could get.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, you got one beached whale, and that thing's gonna feed the whole entire village.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So-
meat on that thing. By the way, you are very well covered in Karin nalbinding there. You have the wrist
Yes.
warmers. You have the cowl underneath there.
I have this one, yeah.
Yep, he's one of the few people that have a cowl for me. That takes time. And the hat, you are the only one that has, and not only that, but you have two of them. Because
Yes.
that is some seriously thin wool to make with that. So you're the only one that has those hats for me.
My father has pretty much the same relationship to fish.
Does he?
He basically says that I ate fish for 5 years, so I have eaten the fish I'm going to eat. I'm not, I don't want anymore.
It's like my childhood as well. We had fish 5 days a week.
Yeah.
My mother comes from a fisherman family, and so that was the menu. On Saturdays we had chicken, and on Sundays we had steak or some sheep or whatever, cow or bull, whatever.
Yeah.
But every weekday we had fish. So that is why I do a lot of fishing myself, but I give away most of the fish that I catch.
Oh, you want to give some to us? We'll eat it.
Yeah, that is actually why when I went to the ocean for a week now,
Yeah.
I was supposed to fish, but the wind was so strong and it was 7 degrees Celsius
Yeah.
and just freezing. And you don't want. I brought clothes for this weather,
Yeah.
and then you have this ice wind, and it's just like.
Is this just a
"Oh."
couple days ago? Yeah.
I came back yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, because it was super hot right around the 17th of May before and a little bit after. And then,
Well, not out there. It
no,
was,
no, 2 days ago it was flip. I actually
yeah.
turned the heat back on in the house.
We had in the middle of the day 7 degrees,
Yeah,
and then wind.
Yeah.
which makes it like 1 or 2 degrees.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't have enough winter clothes to
No.
go fishing. And it was no point trying to go out with a small boat because the waves will, and
No.
the wind. Because you have fishing spots. If you're there, you catch a lot of fish.
Yeah.
But with the wind, you just drift off before you get your lure in
in.
the
Yeah.
water. So
then no point.
no.
By the way, Anders says that, I know, Roger says, Anders is the Viking Mr. T. Show us your bling.
1 second.
There we go. Viking Mr. T. I love those bracers you have though. Those are so cool. There you go. You thought you saw a lot of bling, but he's got more hiding up his sleeves. There you go. Does he make them? Asks Albert.
No, I don't make them. The thing is that I have some that is my design. This one is quite special actually. This is the Skåne hammer. And everybody knows that the original has a blank backside, but we took the liberty to finish it.
I like that it's got that back on there.
Yeah. So,
Because most of them are blank or looks
yeah,
a little bit like that.
because the original is blank.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was halfway finished. So we just made it like that. So this is the only one I have for sale actually at the moment.
No, you do have one for sale, but not with the gold cord,
this
of
one.
course. Not
This
with the
one
gold
is
chain.
for sale. Same with this one.
Ah,
It's the only one I have.
and those
This
are
one
both
is
silver, yeah.
This one is quite
Oh wow,
special.
that's solid, yeah.
Yeah, and it's handmade, hand forged the spring, and you also can put it on a necklace. This one.
Are you still on Instagram, by the way? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I haven't posted anything in a
No,
long
I think
time.
you had an account.
But
yeah.
this one is a metal detector find from 2018, I think it was,
Yeah.
in Telemark, and most likely the possession of a local king, because this is, and we made a cast of this. The original would take us 2 months to make,
Oh wow.
because everything is put on by hand, and it is so much work. And there is one museum that asked if we could make one replica for them. I'm not sure if they wanted to go on with it when they heard the amount of time it would take to create it and the price. But this piece, 925 sterling, is quite heavy, and it's 7,000 kroner.
7,000 kroner.
Yeah, so
That's
like
not too bad. I mean, that's
$700.
gonna say, yeah.
I
But
had
it's all
one
silver.
similar, a little smaller. There was this American woman who bought it for her son last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you, if you didn't know, Anders sells jewelry in the village. That's kind of his trade. But if you need his details, just send me a message. Probably on YouTube. I don't know where it's actually the quickest way to reach me right now because it's in the summer and pretty much all. Not on Instagram, by the way. I have not been able to look at Instagram in a while. But if try a message on YouTube or in the comments, and then I can find a way to send it to you. Or maybe I can post it later if I remember.
So basically, everything I'm wearing is for sale.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, because silver is something I have a lot of, and it comes and it goes. This one is the only ring I have that is not for sale.
Yeah, that one's a unique one.
Yeah, and Darius stopped making these 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was lucky. I just got it. This one is not Darius. This is what's the name of this famous Polish silversmith? Wojciech.
Oh, I don't know him actually, but I
No,
might
he
see him.
made all the jewelry for this the Northman,
Oh,
or
this-
not all of them, but
the movie,
a lot
yeah.
of them. Yeah. You can find him on Etsy. He is called.
Connor? No, it's not
no,
Connor.
no.
That's
Connor
Valhalla
is
Silver, that's
from
something different.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Connor, I don't have anything on me from Connor at the moment, but he's also great.
Yeah, I have a bracelet by him.
Yeah.
A brass one, but it
And
almost looks
he
like
sits
silver.
and makes his stuff on the fire. He just
Yeah, he sat over in that house that's kind of right through your happy beanie. By the way, Novia quite right points out, though, by the way, that is the happiest beanie ever. When he is in the village, I have to make a bunch of hats with beanies like that. So if you ever think that your hat was too pointed when you were starting it, just finish it, because when he's in the village, everybody wants to buy one.
Yeah, the question I get most in the summer is not about my jewelry.
No.
Is where did you get this hat?
Yep.
Because normally I have a gray one. You have seen it before. On
That's the one
previous
that this is
episode.
modeled
Yeah.
after, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody wants this hat, and I say, well, you have to go and see Karin in the souvenir shop.
I think
so-
Kristin made one on demand last year also, because I didn't have time
Yeah,
either,
and,
he wanted it immediately.
Dorota
Yeah.
is making also these pointy hats.
Yeah, she's got nalbinding in there
because
too, yeah.
I kind of told everyone that is needle binding that if you want to sell something,
It's true.
make this hat, and I sell it for you.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
So every day now when I'm in the shop, I have to check to see how many pointed hats we have in there, because
Yeah.
if I'm right now there's 3. If it's less than 3, I have to make one and throw it in there.
Yeah.
And different levels of happiness, by the way. But this one that you're wearing is extremely happy.
Yeah, it's, I'm quite happy.
He's quite happy. I was gonna see what else do we have here. Karl, how's your beer?
It's going down. I'm
going
now
down.
on
It's going
the
down.
Oh,
Anders
you've gone to
beer.
the Anders Copenhagen Tuborg. It's just basically like the Danish version of
But
Ringnes.
the only reason why I bought it is because this is a pint, not half a liter. So you get just this amount more.
Oh yeah, the little extra red in the red there.
Yeah.
Sophia says, I only eat fish in Iceland. Ha ha ha, I'm very spoiled. Oh yeah, but I mean, isn't that all they eat in Iceland is fish?
Why would you want to go to a miserable island to eat rotten fish?
Because she lives there.
Well, when I went to Iceland, of course I had to try this, but I've eaten it so many times now, this fermented shark, and I have to be honest,
Yeah.
it tastes like shit. It
I
smells
don't
like
think
shit. It tastes like shit. But if you have vodka or something, or brännvin, something, to just flush it down, it's actually nice. That's the
Is
sick
it
part.
really? Yeah.
That's the sick part of it. You have to close your nose, just eat it, and then you flush it down with vodka, and it is nice. I can't explain it. I don't
Maybe
know why.
The vodka's burning your taste
But,
buds, or
When I was sitting in a restaurant in Iceland, and my friend, he was ordering the food for both of us, and he ordered this plate with traditional Icelandic food. And when she brought out the shark, my friend almost puked by the table there. And he didn't even try it. He just passed it on to me, and I had to sit there and eat his part as well. But it is not nice, because then you have this, it was called Svartedaudir, this
Black
vodka.
Death.
Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Death, the vodka that we had. And it is nice. It is like this smelly, ugly Norwegian gravfisk. This
Berry
horrible,
fish.
no, not grav, this, what's, ikke gravfisk, men,
not lutefisk.
no.
No.
We have something similar in Norway.
Rockfisk? No, that's also,
Rockfisk.
yeah,
No,
rockfisk.
yeah, rockfisk.
That could be.
Yeah, that's
And
what we had around
It tastes
Christmas
like
time.
shit, but if you use akvavit to flush it down, it's actually nice.
Yeah,
I actually like rockfisk.
That's the thing, because you eat rockfisk, then you use akvavit to flush it down.
Yeah.
Then you take beer to flush down the akvavit. So why don't you just drink beer?
Because it's the only way you're going to get rid of the fish.
Yeah, but maybe a good way to prepare fish for the winter isn't to bury it behind the outhouse.
But this is in desperate times, you develop desperate ways to conserve the fish. If it involves pissing on it, digging it down in the ground, hoping it would die, but then you suddenly remember, fuck, I'm hungry. What about this shark that I peed on and buried in the ground? Maybe I can eat that. And then, you have some vodka. Okay, come on, let's try it. You eat the shitty fish, you drink some vodka. It's okay, you fill up the stomach. It's okay. I don't know.
Welcome to Norway!
I actually had a guy from Singapore, a tourist today, that said, "Oh no, I went to Ægir Brewery yesterday and had goat meat, and it was really good. Can you recommend any other Norwegian traditional food?" And I go, "No, between us, and I am Norwegian. Most of the Norwegian traditional food isn't really that great. It's mostly to prove that you're Norwegian." So,
By the way, yeah, go ahead.
We have some of the best chefs in the world.
Yeah.
Norwegian cuisine is actually very good, but the traditional Norwegian food, well, most of it is actually nice, but then you have the people who cannot make food, who insist on making traditional food, but they just don't know how to make it, and it tastes like shit. I'm sorry, Norwegians. I'm sorry.
Oh, even the Norwegians are pissing on the Norwegians now. It's better than last week. Last week we were pissing on everything. Or Karl
things
was.
like Skjeltahaug and fårikål is actually really good.
It's the best I can get.
But
Fårikål is good. I just don't like
it's
cabbage.
it's not really. When people say traditional Norwegian food, they think about things like lutefisk and rakfisk and that sort of thing. And it's like, okay, but the only reason it's traditional Norwegian is because nobody else wants to touch it.
It's like the sheep leg.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, both the dried and the.
Well, the sheep leg, the lower part of the leg.
Yeah.
I went. A friend of mine was teaching me how to prepare this. We had the sheep leg, and then you had to you boil it, you flame it to get rid of all the hair and whatever and the hoof, and then you boil it again for like 3 or 4 hours, and it's like glue. But the Achilles, that's the tasty part of it.
The Achilles, yeah?
Achilles. Yeah, it's so nice. And then you eat this stuff with potatoes and vegetables. Only problem is that you don't go to the toilet for a couple of days because it's like eating hard glue, and it makes your inside like concrete. But it's so nice, so I cannot stop eating it. And I eat and eat and eat and eat, and then it's like I don't shit for 2 days. And it's like, okay, what's going on here? And then I remember, oh fuck, I ate a fucking sheep leg. And then, you have 1 hour in the toilet. Not because it's so much, because you cannot get it out of you. But it's really tasty Norwegian food.
Eloise was telling me, she's doing our social media now. She was telling me, she's from France. She said she hasn't had a chance to watch the YouTube yet, but she wants to watch it sometime. And I said, well, actually, it usually gets really good at the end of the episode.
When we have had something to drink.
And I'm not wrong. And we're almost at minute 120, so we're going to have to give up real soon anyway. Then go see if we can
we
find
become
it.
a bit more honest.
It is. It's hilarious, though. I'm absolutely having it. And you know what? 16 people are agreeing with me, by the way. They're hanging on, and
It's
we're
like,
way over time.
Have you ever tried Rognebærgelé?
Yes,
Oh,
many times.
Rognebærgelé is good,
Many
yeah.
times.
My father absolutely loves it, which is
me too.
completely
I love it too.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
It's
It's
like
beautiful. I
you
love
take an unedible berry,
It is unedible.
and then you
as it
take
is.
the thing that makes it unedible, and you amplify it to 50,
Yes.
and then you eat it on purpose.
Yes. And it becomes the best jelly you can eat.
And, now
And
for-
it's so
yeah.
nice. You put it on everything. I normally I have this flatbread. I have some meat, and I put this jelly on top, and I eat it. Oh, it's the best you can have. I love
Rognebær
it.
is rowan berries, by
Yeah,
the
and
way.
it's,
We were talking about
poisonous,
that earlier. It is a
actually.
poison.
Yeah.
If you eat the berries,
Your stomach
you
will be
get
super
you
sore
get
if you drink.
super sick
Yeah, no,
from
you
it.
have to treat the berries, otherwise you
Yeah.
can't eat it. Another one is nipa,
Nipa-
which is rose hip. You can't.
Yeah.
That
Well-
one you can't eat as it is
Well,
either. But
I've made wine out of it,
yeah.
and it's the best wine you can
Yeah,
make.
no,
It's like
rose
medicine.
hip tea is really good too.
Yeah.
But you can't if you eat the rose hip the way it is, you'll be like.
But did you know that this valley is full of them? It's
Yeah.
wild. The wild rose is like everywhere in this
yeah,
valley,
yeah,
and you can go and pick it and make the best wine ever.
yeah. We have it all over in the east
Love
as
it.
well. It's just people have it like growing like bushes on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in their yards, but yeah, if you isn't that the one though too? Though when you open it up and maybe smear it on somebody's clothing and give it back to them, they will be itching and burning.
Yeah. Well, what I used to do when I was a kid, this was not nice. but I would go and collect these
You seem like
nipe.
such a nice person.
Yeah, and then I would open them up, take out the seeds,
Yes.
and then if there was someone I didn't like, I would have a fistful of these things, and I would just walk up to them and grab their neck and like, boom, down in the neck and rub it on their back and just leave. And they would itch like a motherfucker. It is the worst you can
No,
do
but
to
I
a
think
person.
all Norwegians do that. My ex did that too. He said not quite like that, but he said they were playing a trick on somebody, so they smeared it on the inside of a sweater or a sweatshirt or a sweater that they were going to be wearing,
Yeah,
and
it's the most itchy thing you can imagine.
yeah,
It's
10
horrible.
times worse than stinging nettles, I guess.
Yeah. But it doesn't hurt.
It
but
just itches.
Just itches. Like and you cannot. You have to shower and clean it off because it's.
I was going to say, what do you do to treat with that? Yeah, you
Just wash it.
a lot of washing.
Yeah.
Albert says, when I come over, I will take with me pultost for you to try.
Pultost? Yeah,
Pultost
that's
is
nice.
a cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to translate pult?
No, I don't want to translate it.
Nope. So that's
You can I can directly translate it if you want to.
I can tell you OST is cheese, but you
If
can
that is what I actually meant when I used that word, because that word has a special meaning.
pult. Yeah. Look up the pult part of
Okay,
pult cheese.
I will bring some fucked
Pultost.
cheese for you guys to try later, and let's see how you handle it.
I think we've gone far from smoked mackerel.
No, yeah, but that is the direct
That's what it literally
translation.
means, yes.
Yeah.
Fucked cheese.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder.
It
since
could
Max
also
did-
be
yeah.
school desk cheese,
School desk cheese.
because
Yeah.
interestingly enough,
Is
the
approved,
same
yeah.
word is used for your desk at school as for being fucked.
Yeah.
Norway, we might need more language. We might need more words.
Ja, men det would be så är det gå och sätta dig vid pulten din, go and sit next to your desk.
I think that
Or
most
after
of the
this.
language in the modern world originated in Norway, and people were shocked, and they had to make new words for it. So, but this is like the hardcore language.
The hardcore language, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Max was kind of wondering, did Vikings use pottery to make a clay vessel or something like that? We have a lot of pottery in the village.
Other
representing-
places, yes, but not so much in Norway.
No.
Practically not at all in Norway,
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, they have made a lot of clay stuff. You have archaeological evidence of
Yeah.
that, and I have gathered clay up in the mountains there. You can find it everywhere.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. So, and there was one student of archaeology who claimed that no, it's never been made any pottery in Norway. But then again, you have so much pottery found in Norway
Yeah.
that yes, they could have imported it,
Yeah.
but it's unlikely. It's like the iron. Someone once told me that it was so scarce of metal in the Viking Age
Yeah.
that they hardly had anything. But this didn't apply for Norway
No.
because we have so much iron
Yeah,
and
we
we
do.
have had it for so long. And you can see the place in Flom, which is one of the biggest smelting areas for iron in Norway from Viking Age.
Yeah, I didn't know
You have
that.
the remains of 5 houses close to it.
Yeah.
It's just enormous. And then you have in Førde, where I come from, same thing. This huge field of you have the slag lying
Yeah.
around, just like normal rocks, but you see it's slag.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, but in Aurland, where we are now, you have 2 of the biggest smelting grounds for iron in Norway in Viking Age.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Albert agrees with you, by the way. He says we have so much pottery finds in Norway that the only time we don't find much is in the Viking Age.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
And it's not completely unknown. It's just that you find so much more in places like Denmark and England
Yeah.
than you do here.
Yeah.
So it seems that there might have been some kind of cultural thing that makes
Yeah.
it so, we're not using this foreign bullshit. We just wood and horn.
And horn.
But I'm just speculating here.
It's the same with loft. What do you call that in English?
Loft.
Loft.
L-A-F-T, like a loft house?
Yeah.
Log,
Like a timber or
log
log
cabin
house.
Yeah, like a
building
log
style.
cabin. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this was
Log home is the more
this
proper, yeah.
didn't exist in Norway during Viking Age,
No,
except the latrine in Kaupang in Larvik,
Really?
the shit house,
The shit house.
where they were shitting, because that was actually lofted.
Where they make the
and
grub locks and the
my sister did her thesis in archaeology in that place, and she told me that this is quite unique because when they dug out this, it proved, because the Vikings didn't want to adopt too many things.
yeah.
And this was common in Eastern Europe during Viking Age. They built houses like this, but in Norway, it was not. We have the grindbygg.
Oh, the grindbygg, yeah, which is
It's this.
like our kitchen. This is a grindbygg, yeah.
Yeah, like this way of constructing. This is the oldest
one back there, too.
unbroken building tradition in Norway, and
The one on the
it is. So we kept to this kind of structure, but the shit house was timber house, or down in the ground, built down in the ground actually.
Well, we have to insulate your ass.
It's a thing you see in every culture, including our own,
Really?
that if something is new or foreign, you don't want to adopt it unless you have a horribly good reason to do so.
Yeah.
So the Romans had a term for it called mos majorum, meaning the way of our fathers.
Yeah.
So if something is not mos majorum, we are not going to do it unless it's going to win us a war or make things a lot better.
Yeah.
Another great example of this is it's an English officer called Basil Liddell Hart.
Yeah.
And he is one of the guys who's really pushing for using tanks in war.
Oh, okay.
And the British army is basically looking at these things and going, no, it's pointless. So he has to go back to the drawing board and basically go, okay, this is not a new thing. This is actually a very, very old thing. This is the mounted knight that breaks through the enemy's lines, and then you follow up with infantry. And then they go, oh yeah, now we get it. Let's make tanks. You have to prove to people that something is old to get them to accept it.
Yeah. I was going to say, Max says that explains it. So I'm assuming that it's mostly found in the Bronze Age pottery, or either or earlier, like the Neolithic period. And then Albert replies also, the Migration Age has quite a lot, but after 700 it dies out until about 1100 again. Now we're referring to pottery again.
Well, they did, when they excavated Kaupang, they did find a lot of pottery. And they have in most parts of Norway, when they excavate a house or whatever, they do find traces of pottery. But since they haven't found the place where they would make it, but I've seen it made on fire here. Yeah, so you will not find a special oven for it. It could be made in a normal
Fireburned,
fireplace.
I think is what they call it, yeah.
Fireburned.
There's courses for
Yeah,
that.
if
A lot
it's
of artists will have them.
earthenware, you just
Earthenware.
basically bury it and burn it.
Yeah, earthenware would be that. That would be fireburned.
It would leave no archaeological evidence.
No. I was going to say, Robin Woodman, though, points out a good one. Didn't they use soapstone vessels instead? And yeah, as Albert says, soapstone was used all the time. But you could put that soapstone pot on the fire.
The soapstone
Clever
where I just went now on the coast, we have an island in my family, and it has the remains of these soapstone cooking pots that are still in the mountain. They haven't finished them.
No.
And then there was this local guy who was looking for a rock for his fishing net, and he found half this cooking pot.
Yeah.
That he was like, okay, this is actually man-made. And he put it on his terrace. Yeah. And it stayed there for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And then my sister, being an archaeologist and owning half that island, she was there asking about it.
Yeah.
And it magically disappeared. I think he put it inside his house. He didn't want to give it.
Must have, yeah. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, though?
No.
I don't think he would help somebody embezzle things from his sister. That would be...
Well, the thing is that when I had my metal detector, I did find a piece of a sword. I did find horse equipment from Viking Age. And I have shown it to my sister. She told me, Anders, I did not see that. Take it away. She's a county archaeologist, so she doesn't want me, of course, to she considers me a treasure hunter.
Yeah, you are kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
but I need this piece of sword.
Yeah.
It's a gift for a German friend of mine who's a blacksmith. He wants to make a knife out of Viking Age metal, and it took me 15 years from he told me until I was actually in possession of it. And then he wanted to make the handle out of bog oak. I have it.
Oh yeah.
Different.
That's nice wood, by the way.
Yeah, it's very nice. I have 4,000 year old, and I have 7,000 year old.
They make great nalbinding needles. Bog oak, yeah.
But not as good as the bone wood.
No, that's nice too. Yeah.
Kristin.
Kristin, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the English
Kristin
word.
isn't that holly? No.
Holly? No.
No, that's not Kristin.
But they call it bone wood in English
Yeah.
because it's white and it becomes hard as bone.
Yeah, no, definitely not holly.
So.
But I know the one. I know you've showed me pictures of it before or something. Let's see.
It's like these things. The Vikings probably didn't do any kind of glass blowing. We don't know that they did, and we have found no trace of production.
Yeah.
But glasses that look like this, you basically only find them in Scandinavia.
Didn't you find glass beads though?
Yeah, but
Production.
that has nothing to do with
No, it's not glass blowing. You're right.
glass beads. I don't think they have produced at all in Scandinavia.
Oh no, okay.
At all.
I
Full
got that
stop.
wrong. Okay.
A lot of the glass beads that you find in Viking contexts are actually produced on Sicily.
Yeah. Oh yeah, duh. I think we've talked about this before.
But this type of glass is perfect for Viking drinking culture.
Mm-hmm.
But are probably made on order by somebody in continental Europe.
Mm.
Because the Vikings are not interested at all in putting down their drinks.
No. So you have
So you drink it,
Oh God.
and you put it on like that.
There you go. Sophie, actually, I've heard this one before. Sophie says, I think those glasses were actually rather used as oil lamps, to be honest. What's your thoughts on that? Because I've heard that theory before.
I doubt it, because Georg has oil lamps that kind of look like this,
They're a
but
little
they are a
similar,
little
yeah.
bit more bulbous. And then you have a ring around them to hang them
Yes.
from something. And they are the most flammable piece of shit oil lamps that you could ever dream of possessing. Because what keeps happening is that the wind catches them and then they blows a little bit out like this. Now the flame is heating the glass here. Then the wind stops and they flame back. And the cold lamp oil is now touching the warmed up piece of glass.
Yeah.
And everybody who's dealt with glass knows what happens now.
Yeah.
The fucking thing explodes. And because you have a wick in it,
Yeah.
you get a fireball that is actually very impressive.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
God. She says there has been Exarch done on it. They are used in Ribbe, for example,
Something like this.
and they are exactly that shape.
Something like this. How would you use it as a lamp?
I would have guessed the way you were talking about with putting a rope around it, but then
Well,
you wouldn't be able
Obviously,
to.
you can't put it down.
No. No.
So, are you hanging it from something?
You might have to be.
Are you using something like this that there are no finds of?
She's gonna send a pic on Messenger. I won't be able to open it up though, but
I
but it'll be something for you to look up for next week though.
will have a look at it. I might be
Yeah.
mistaken, but I am seriously dubious about this claim.
This is a challenge, Sophie. I like it.
No, if the science is good, I'll believe it. But
Yeah. No, it's gonna be
as
really
of
interesting
right
to see.
now, I'm extremely skeptical.
Yeah, well, I've heard this theory before, so I'm kind of curious about it, but I don't know. We lost Anders. I think he had to drain the main vein. But actually, we're at like 133 minutes now, so we are probably at the longest episode we've ever done outside of Christmas beer. So we should probably go. And then next Saturday, I believe is okay to come on at 6 o'clock or 6:30. I mean. So same time next week should be okay. I'm over here, by the way. So same time next week we should be okay. Otherwise, if it's not, oh look at that, my stick is sticking out. If not, I'll post it in advance. And Nikki made it just in time for us to say bye. gonna go now. It's minute 1:34. It's really time to leave. And then Nikki chimes in, I made it!
No, but
Now I feel bad.
will the link on the oil lamp theory be sent on YouTube or what?
She's sending it via Messenger to me, so I can look for
Okay.
it. Yeah, so messengers they can if they pile up too many at a time, because when I'm not at work, I don't open the work ones.
Because
Yeah, she sent it photos, so then we can look at it when we get off.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll-
And then Albert says glass beads have been made in Scandinavia, but not the glass we have found. The glass square bits found in Sweden and Denmark for making things. Yeah, but then glass blowing and glass bead making aren't exactly the same thing. So one you can do
No,
over like a little.
but I wasn't aware that
volcano.
anything was made in Scandinavia, so it's
No, that'd be
it's
interesting to see. Okay,
because
Albert, send him some links too. I wanted to see.
the explanation of why I've heard it before is
Yeah.
that yes, we have good sand for glass blowing
Yeah, we do.
in Norway, but the Vikings weren't aware of it, and I also didn't know the process. That's how I've heard it before.
I'd like to see.
So if
yeah.
there is actual evidence of glass bead making in Scandinavia, then I would be interested
Yeah,
to
I'm
hear
kind of
about.
curious about that. Yeah, so send what you find. That would be good to see. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, no, we're ditching you now. We have to go see if we can hail a ride so that we don't have to sit on the back of Anders' electric kick bike. When is IKEA coming? Opening a store in the Viking village? Well, I still think that IKEA was a Viking god. There are the god of flat packing, because they're
Yeah,
there's
but
like,
the
everyone
whole
has at least 40 icons in their house. to
the
this
whole
god.
flat packing thing is mostly a Viking reenactment thing, not a
And
historical
he's got
Viking thing.
places of worship all over the world.
Because
IKEA, the Viking god.
this is a thing
I
that
haven't heard
keeps
about it.
Uh,
What is that?
Viking reenactors are nomadic. They go from market to market. Actual Vikings are sedentary. They have
Yeah.
a farm. They don't go away from the farm unless they're going to plunder somebody.
It's like me.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah.
Plundering. Sophia said she sent the XARC article as well, so that'd be cool to see. No, you can't hear me too well. I can see if I can find. Yeah, can't hear me very well, but that's because my microphone is way over here.
We
So
can put
I
it
c-
in between us.
I
Where
could
is the other one?
Yeah, yours is fine, but you talk a lot,
No,
so
I'm
you
not.
should have it.
Oh, I'm wearing it. Okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
The alcohol may be having an effect.
No,
No.
wouldn't
but-
happen. Doesn't happen.
Are you going to join us next week then, Anders?
No, because then it's 1st of June.
Oh,
I
and you
don't
can't drink in a J
alcohol
month?
June, July, August.
No, but we'll get you a glass
I'll be
of milk
back
or
in
something.
September.
We can get you a glass of milk and test your alcohol or your lactose intolerance. We're Vikings really
Uh,
lactose intolerant.
Well, I can tell you right now that that will be a very what do you call it, airy.
An airy episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, they can't smell.
And
Through your
if a Viking was lactose intolerant, he would still just suck it up and drink his milk.
Yeah, and that is that is what I've been doing my whole life. But now I have people around me complaining, saying that Anders, you cannot handle the milk. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm farting like normal. No, it's not normal. You fart all the time. And I said, no, I don't. It's just air.
Why did Vikings wear unicorn hats, says PJ?
Hmm?
Why did Vikings wear unicorn hats?
To get all the signals.
He didn't even stop for a beat on that one. To get all the signals. I love it. Okay, no, but anyway, I was just going to say, we'll come back on... Oh, she likes my hood. I'll show it off. Ta-da! Don't look too closely, because this wasn't supposed to go all the way around. So when I got to the back, the beginning of it, because I got bored and kept doing it, the math isn't correct. So somewhere along here, the pattern is wrong. Anyway, thank you. But yes, Saturday next week, probably 6:30, with or without this one. We'll get him a glass of milk and some cookies. He'll be just fine. But we should be here anyway. And if by some reason we have an event in the village that goes late and we can't, then I'll actually have the link out ahead of time, like more than a day. So, or more than 20 minutes.
No, but if there is an event or something, we can just send from the office or back home. It's not. a
Yeah,
problem.
no, it depends unless you, unless we have to be there. That's the thing.
There is no have to.
Oh, okay. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Oh, we gotta go see if we can find a ride so we don't have to ride on the back of your electric scooter.